Hello and welcome to Birmingham, Alabama, where we are here live for American Media Day. Rob Dauster, Jeff Goodman, and we are here with the American Commissioner, Tim Pernetti. And I want to start off with this.
You didn't say American Athletic.
Well, I first of all, I knew better.
I know.
I did my homework. Second of all, can you confirm something for me? You guys did this so that when you do your all-conference teams at the end of the year, you can say that you have 5 All-Americans on your first team all-conference team. Is that true?
I can't confirm or deny.
He's been waiting to say that line.
Been waiting for a while, man. For a while. How you doing? It's good to see you.
Great. It's great that you guys are here. Yeah,
it's great to be here.
It's meaningful that you're here, and it says a lot about our league, and hopefully it's the beginning of a partnership. But we really admire what you do for the game, and we love having you in Birmingham.
It's great being here. Great being here. Great setup. Great area. You know, you guys had a good dinner last night.
We did.
With all the coaches, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were downstairs having some good food, watching the games.
Just food.
And
only food.
Just food. No drinks.
I believe you.
Non-alcoholic.
I'll take your word for it.
My daughter was with me, so non-alcoholic, even though she's 22. No, this is phenomenal to be here, and to me, again, I think this league is kind of what college basketball is all about, right? I mean, to me, again, you know, you have some of those big boy leagues that everybody's pushing right now, right? Everybody's pushing them and talking about these power leagues. I think these are the leagues, to me, that are the most fun for us to talk to the kids. Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously, you have NIL that's playing a part right now, but it's not the $3-4 million a player. I think it's a little bit different to whereas a lot of these teams and these players are probably a little bit more grateful for what they've gotten right now.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. It's a different kind of league, and having been around college sports a long time and been lucky to have different experiences and different jobs, you're around a lot of different kinds of kids. My experience when I was athletic director at Rutgers was kind of like that, because you could see this train coming with NIL, and you could see the transfer thing coming, but kids signed up because that was the place they wanted to be for 4 years, and they locked in and they dug in and they invested, and the product came out the other side. It's just different now. I think the industry has become a little more transactional, and I think it's a threat. Yeah. It's a threat to the game. It's a threat to coaches that are trying to build programs, right? I mean, look at coaches coming and going. Like, their leashes are shorter than they've ever been. And I actually think it's a threat to kids. Like, what they don't realize is the system, the way it's being built, which, by the way, it's being built for the top 1%. Okay,
sure
not
is.
Everybody, but it's a threat to what the word commitment actually means to young people, right? So there's a lot of threats to it, but this league, you nailed it, and you've been around it, so it's just a tough-ass league. Like, it's a gritty league. Yeah. We have a low-ego bunch, from the coaches all the way down. People are like, wow, you got Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway is the most low-ego individual I've ever been around. We have a low-ego bunch of coaches. We have hardworking kids.
Wait till you meet Brian Hodgson.
Yeah, well, I've spent time with Coach H already. He's good. No, he qualifies right now. But it's a group that really is just that we're good with lining up and earning it. And I think that's really an important part of the DNA of what the brand is, which is like, it's a gritty league. Like, we don't talk about, the media is like, hey, who's going to win the league? I'm like, we're just going to do our talking on the court. Like, let's just line up and let's just see how it goes.
So you mentioned losing the word commitment, right? And the amount that people are transferring. I think that the way to solve that, you got to find a way to be able to create an incentive for players to come back to school. Because right now, if you put your name in the portal, it ends up being a bidding war. And you could do that every year after 4 years. Is it as simple as creating buyouts for these players so that there's something akin to like a transfer fee that you'll see in European soccer? If someone leaves let's just say South Florida and goes to the University of Florida, then Florida's got to pay some money back to USF to be able to get them to release that player from the contract.
His take is interesting on that, because the American is different, right? The American will lose some, but they'll also go get some transfers.
Some. Yeah.
So kind of you're in an interesting spot where it's kind of a give and take. Some of the lower level leagues, like you're saying, the transfer fee probably is more appropriate and they'll benefit more. I think for you guys, it's kind of a give and take.
Yeah, well, the statistics don't lie. I think to your point, you look at the graphic every year, like, we are the most rated conference in the transfer portal on an annual basis. And it's not a badge of honor. Like, I think I look at it two ways, which is, how do we solve for this? Yeah. And then the other side of it is we're recruiting the right kind of talent into this league. But your point is the right point. Schools need to start to create a way to have some insurance on these investments. And by the way, I've met with outside insurance firms that are willing to come in and underwrite this risk because they see it as sort of like there's so much transaction in the space that there's money to be made on it. But until a school has more protection on their investment, here's what happens. You're an athletic director. You raise the money. You pay Jeff $500,000 to come and play. And 9 months later, he leaves for $1 million in another school. You have to go re-raise that $500,000 so you have enough to give it to other players. There needs to be, whether it's a buyout or whether it's a penalty that gets passed forward to the school that's acquiring that student athlete. I don't think you're going to be able to sell that one. But getting into contractual agreements sort of at the high level is where we have to go. And some schools are already doing it. But getting into agreements so you say, all right, you're here, you're signing up for 2 years, here's the money. If you leave before the end of the 2 years, you owe the money back. Like, it's just a negotiation. But I think it could reinforce what we're talking about, right? Which is like, let's put some commitment on the table. Like, I'll put my money in, you put your commitment down, and then if we can't agree that this is going to work out, everybody has protection on their investment. It's got to happen.
Look, I'm all for the free market for these guys, for these athletes being able to make as much money as they possibly can when they are as valuable as they are. But there's no professional, and this is kind of it's more or less professional at this point. Right. There's no professional league, no professional industry in the world where you have free agency every 8 months. Correct. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to be able to solve that.
And I've said to some student athletes, like when I meet kids on campus, which I try to do as much as possible because it's a good reminder of why you're doing what you're doing. Right? Kids are signing up for sports and want to have a great experience and want to graduate. They want to have a successful life. And I ask the employment question. Do you want to be an employee? And when I get, yeah, I do, I ask why. Well, you get paid and there's the benefits and there's this. I was like, so I'm an employee of the American. If I don't do a good job, they put me on notice. If I still don't do a good job, I get fired. So you have to be prepared. Well, I don't want that part of it.
Right. No, they only want the good.
Right.
They only want what works for them, but
Correct.
they don't understand the negative that comes across, or
And it's not even a negative to me, Jeff. It's just accountability. When you're an employee, there's accountability.
That's right.
But what I said to one football student athlete I saw a couple weeks ago is, I said, Jalen Hurts doesn't wake up and play for the Cowboys tomorrow because he feels like it. Right. Like, he has a contract in Philadelphia. So in a lot of ways, the student athlete environment, they have a broader opportunity than pro athletes do. But in the pros, like, you can get traded or you can go be a free agent after you fulfill your commitment that you've signed up for. Right. So I think we have to weave that in to the system, because I don't think any student athlete would argue that everybody deserves to be treated fairly in these deals. And I, on record, I believe student athletes should have the ability to monetize NIL. They should share in the revenue. Like, I look at every student athlete as our partner. Every transaction we do, every commercial deal we do, I tell brands, if you're going to work with us, there's got to be an NIL component. Like, our MVP of the men's basketball championship is your NIL partner, and you're going to pay them X. And like, we're trying to weave them in as our partners in everything we do.
All right, so let's get down to the poll. Where preseason poll,
and you
I
love
know
it,
you
right?
love
It's
polls.
your favorite thing.
Memphis, number one. They got 11 first-place votes in the preseason poll. South Florida, again, Brian Hodgson, new head coach. We don't know a lot about him yet.
You're talking about our media poll.
Talking about your media
good.
poll.
All right.
They got 2 first-place votes. They're 2. Tulane, who has the preseason player of the year, Rowan Brumbaugh, 3rd. UAB 4, Wichita State 5, FAU 6, North Texas 7. So you don't like the poll anymore.
Well, no, here's
You're
what I
not a
would
fan.
say. The coaches poll, which is what you're talking about, our coaches, I'm good with that.
Okay.
The preseason polls, the media polls, I don't understand.
But what's the
anymore.
difference? Coaches poll, media poll.
There's a big difference because these coaches know the personnel.
All right, I'm going to push back on you there. I don't think they do anymore.
I think they know it better than the media do.
Yeah, but not that much better.
I'm not knocking the media. I
said you can knock them both.
No,
I think you can put them both in the same. If you're going to hammer the polls, which I'm fine with, I agree with you. I agree. It's like throwing darts now. It's never been more difficult. But I will say that the one positive is it creates some intrigue. It creates people talking about it.
Yeah.
That's the one area where, again, no, do I like it? No, I understand it. It's value.
Yeah, and I'm not against it. I think our coaches, I will disagree. Like, I think if anybody knows the personnel the best, I think it's our coaches. And what we do, too, is our coaches, their vote for themselves is eliminated from the voting. Right, so we try to make it as objective as possible, and that poll I will put my eyes on and I will take to heart, and it does help us tell a story. The media polls, like, this is not critical of the media. I just don't know how you do it anymore.
You don't,
because, like, think about football. Like, I don't think there should be preseason polls anymore in football. Memphis is undefeated in our league. Okay, 74 new players. Like, how in the media, how are you going to properly actually assess?
You know how you do it?
Where they fall?
You know how you do it now? Honestly, you do it with coaching, and you do it with NIL and rev share.
I think that's probably right. Like, now, should the polls be based on, like, who's spending the most money?
Probably.
Like, that's part of it too. But then the flip side is you got some schools that are spending a lot of money. They were in the top 5. Now they're not in the top 25 anymore.
Well, what I was going to say is the number one spender this year was Texas football, right? And how are they doing, Goodman?
Yeah. No, I mean, again, you have to – that's what I'm saying. It's a combination of coaching and resources.
The media poll, like the media polls, I think are challenging. And I actually don't think it's fair to put the media in that position.
Agreed.
Does a poll create conversation and create buzz and create story? 100%. But what I think would be a good solution to examine, I don't know if it's good or not to do permanently, is let's give the media a body of work to put a poll together. Like in football, I honestly don't feel like a national poll should be done until week 3. It's just too hard to determine, like, with the new personnel. Basketball, it's less personnel, so maybe you can get a little bit more scientific about it. But maybe a little bit of a body of work would help us more intelligently line it up. And you're not doing it in December.
Right.
You're still doing it in November or October.
A couple weeks in.
But it's just like, give them a little body of work so we can see what they're going to put on the floor.
There's just too much fun stuff to talk about and arguments to have. Like the whole thing we do is
we
debate,
could do a show on the
embrace
polls.
debate,
So,
right?
so I can
Embrace
rip on
debate.
him
Yes.
for his crappy poll.
You guys have the Frank and Dean thing going. I've seen the
It's
podcast.
fun. It's fun to be able to rip on him.
The new tournament bracket that you guys came out with is let's just say it is a bit unique. For the people that haven't seen it, there are now the top 10 teams are going to make it. Then 7 plays 10, 8 plays 9. Winners advance to play 5 and 6. Those winners advance to play 3 and 4, and they advance to play the 1 and 2 seeds who get the automatic bid or automatic run to the semifinals. Yep. Why did you structure it this way, and kind of what was the thought process behind it?
Well, I think it's important to take one step back, which was, a year ago when we looked at basketball, we looked at the result, and we all looked at each other and said, we're not a one-bid league. So what are we doing as a league that we can improve upon? And we took a big holistic look, starting with how are we scheduling out of the conference? How are we scheduling inside the conference? And then I brought in some help. I called Mike Tranghese up, who I've known my whole career, and I said to Mike, I want you to come in and help me look at this objectively. I want you to tell coaches some things that I've been telling them. Because sometimes it's like coaching your kid in sports. You could tell them 100 times to cut to the basket, but until the other dad tells them, they'll never cut to the basket. So Mike came in. I
coached my 10-year-old in basketball and baseball, and that you have never said truer words than that right there.
That's what it is. But I'm the same way sometimes with coaches and administrators. So I brought Mike in, and I put him in front of people, and he said some things. And they really took it to heart. And then he threw out his cell phone number on the call. Coaches started calling him. AD started calling him. And what we came down to was the non-conference scheduling more broadly across the conference. It can't just be 1 or 2 teams. Has to get better. This year, like the 7 you mentioned, everybody has stepped up their non-conference schedule. So that's good. And same on the women's side. And then the second part was, which Mike pointed out to me, he said, the top has got to play the top as much as humanly possible. And like last year is a good example. We screwed up. North Texas and Memphis played one time. That cannot happen.
No, you can't have that.
Right? So Mike was a huge asset in taking an objective look at it, and we've now put some of those things in place because, 5 schools in this league played in the Final Four on the men's side. We have to get back to what we expect, which is we'll have multiple teams in the at-large conversation. The way we scheduled last year out of the conference, Arthur Johnson, the AD at Temple, is on the committee, which is a benefit. He came into our AD room, and he's like, when we talk about the American at-large, here's what came up. And it really shocked some people, but it motivated everybody, to fix it. So the tournament format it's not original. Like the Big East did this 100 years ago, and Tranghese said to me, like, if I could
WCC's doing it.
Yeah, WCC's doing it.
And they protect. Basically, it's done to protect your top 2 teams.
Yeah, and what I'm okay with is this is a merit-based league. What's the problem with people lining up and earning it? And if you're 1 and 2, should you get no benefit from that?
No,
And our league bought in, to the whole thing. Tranghese said to me, he goes, hey, if I could convince Calhoun and Boeheim and Thompson, he goes, they all hated this. He goes, and then they realized that they loved it.
Because it helps them.
Yeah, he goes, they hated it until they didn't hate it anymore. So it was just an adjustment, but I think this is something that rewards teams that earn the 1 and the 2, and I don't think anybody in our league has a problem with that.
Was the hardest part leaving out the bottom teams?
Yeah, listen, the conversation becomes, hey, Tim, this is the only opportunity that some of these kids will have to play in the postseason. And that breaks my heart because I understand it, but the reality, too, is you got to earn it.
Yeah, win enough in the regular season.
You want to be one of the 10?
Don't finish last.
Be one of the 10.
Right.
And as a former media guy, our inventory in February is going to be really valuable, and it's going to have a lot of exposure.
Yep. I'll also say that if you're the 13th place team, there's a lot of times where you're like, I'm ready to
for the season.
I'm ready to move on.
They're
to
looking
the next
to put
thing.
their name in the portal.
Coach Hunter from Tulane said this to me because I called coaches and I'm like, just hit me with it. What's your point of view? And Coach Hunter was like, man, if I'm 13, you play in the postseason, but I'm not having a good time anyway, so I don't know the idea of continuing to play. He said, plus, you could be losing your roster at that point. And he got on board with it. But it took a little bit of a door-to-door approach, but I think we landed in a good place. And we're not locking it in for 100 years. We're going to evaluate it and see how it goes.
All right. I got something for you. So you were a tight end at Rutgers.
I was 100 years ago.
89 and 93?
Yep.
I think you had 6 receptions in your career for 81 yards.
Yeah, it's when tight ends were not quite the receiving type that they are today.
If you were a tight end now, you would have had 800 yards. You had 1 touchdown, though.
I did.
You did have 1 touchdown. Can you take us through that memorable touchdown?
Oh, yeah, I can. So it was socially acceptable when I was in college to be a 280-pound tight end, which is what I was.
You were 280?
I was. I played at 280 my senior year, and
what are you now?
60. That's 55 pounds ago, so around 230 now. Okay. But it was fun because then I played in an Eastern Football League, like the old Big East Conference. You lined up, you ran the ball 50 times a game. Mm-hmm. So whenever I saw the ball, I was trying to go and get it. I caught my only touchdown on a fake field goal. So Pitt used to have an old stadium on campus, the old Pitt Stadium that Dorsett and Marino and those guys played in. So we're at Pitt. It's a freezing cold day. I'm in and out of the game on special teams and on third down, and we call a field goal, and they send in the fake. Our holder was a guy named Jim Garantano. His son, Jarrett, played for Tennessee a few years ago. Okay. And Jim was a great high school quarterback, but he was a receiver. He was our best receiver. So they call in the fake, and I'm supposed to release down the field, and because it's a field goal, nobody's going to see me. So I start to release, and the guy at the line bumps me and stands me up. The whole flow follows the fake, and then I start running, and I'm all by myself. It wasn't like I outran anybody. I was too big and slow for that. But then he throws the ball, and it's one of those slow-motion deals where, that ball was in the air for, 25 minutes.
You're like, please, God.
Yeah. And,
don't
and it was a freezing cold day.
Don't
it was a little windy. Got my hands on the ball, and thankfully when I turned, there was nothing but the goal line, and I got hit and landed in the end zone, and that was my highlight.
Claim to fame.
That was my highlight.
And you were number 90?
Yeah, I was
as a tight end?
I was number 90.
Who was number 90 as a tight end?
There's a story. I was 83 my whole life.
Okay.
I get to Rutgers, and one of the tri-captains was wearing 83. So they give me 90 my redshirt year. And it kind of grew on me. And the next year, they're like, you want 83? And I'm like, no, I'm sticking with 90. It's kind of a unique number.
Yeah, it is.
They didn't know if I was a defensive end or a tight end.
Nobody knew what you were going to check
nobody
in under.
knew. You know what? Greatest years of my life. You guys know this from playing sports. The best years of your life.
The first college football game I ever went to was a Rutgers game, and it was
right?
you might have been playing if it was 93. My grandfather he was a professor at Rutgers for 40 years.
Maybe you were at that game.
They lived on Lake Nelson. You know where Lake Nelson is?
Of course. Yeah.
They lived right on Lake Nelson, and they played Syracuse one year, and they were I think 0-9, and I don't know what year it was, but they were 0-9. Ray Lucas was the quarterback.
Yeah.
That was later, right?
So
that was right after me.
They have a field goal to win the game on the last play of the game, and we stormed the field, and it was me and probably 37 people. Stormed the field.
That was the Terry Shea era.
Yeah.
He was the coach after the coach I played for. Those were some dark days.
Yeah,
but hey, hats off to you for being one of the 37.
I got on the field. I was 11 years old. It was the greatest
I'm sure they were
moment of my
hey,
life.
please come on the field. They weren't trying to stop you. Right.
There were more players on the field than fans on the field at that moment.
I got one more for him before we got another minute or two, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. How do you get, you kind of alluded to it before, how do you get better non-conference games? Because nobody wants to play South Florida. They're dangerous, right? How do you help them in some of these teams right now? The FAUs of the world, the South Floridas, some of the Tulane this year. How do you help them be able to schedule some of the big boys?
So, South Florida's a good example. Ryan came in and he went after a couple games and he got them. I think the illusion that's out there is like the games are sitting on the shelf to be had. Because the reality, you said the key word in the whole thing, dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay? We have teams in this conference that autonomy conference schools have shied away from playing because they're concerned about losing the game. And what I'd say to those conferences is like, what happened to the romance of this business where you line up and you play and you see who wins? So what we've told our schools is like, while it's not ideal, like get bought and go on the road in one of those games. Get bought, go play quad 2. Like don't stack a quad 4 at home, which you got to buy, which costs you money, to stack a win that, by the way, a close loss and a quad 2 on the road is better for you than that. So that's number one. Two is we're in a lot of conversations about manufacturing some inventory, like creating our own MTs, creating our own events. We're doing it on the women's side next year because our coaches are struggling. They're like, Tim, look, I'm trying, but
they can't get them.
Yeah, the games are not out there, and the ones that are there, like they don't want to play us. Right. So what I'd say to those conferences is, line up and play.
Yeah.
Let's just see where the chips fall.
Play them on the road.
But we'll take control of our own destiny, too. And, we're going to set up events and opportunities and experiences to manufacture the inventory. And I'll bring brands in to create financial incentive to get teams to line up and do it. So we'll do – I mean, you guys know this. We're a whatever it takes kind of league because we have to be. And that's what we'll do.
Got to be innovative.
Yep. All right, Tim, great to see you, man.
Great.
Thank you guys for being
Great
here.
to be regaled by your stories of your football greatness.
I love it.
Basically, for people that missed it, you were the original Rob Gronkowski, more or less, right?
Yeah, just a slower, less handsome version of that.
Gronk before Gronk, Travis Kelce before Travis
I didn't
Kelce.
have having to relive that play on my bingo card today. I got to tell you guys, I was all basketball prep, not football.
When we come back, we're going to hear from Paul Mills. We're going to hear from the Wichita State Shockers here. American Media Day, Birmingham, Alabama, Field of 68.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68, opening day. Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night, with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens.
Well, welcome back to American Media Day here in Birmingham. We are now joined by the Wichita State Shockers. We got head coach Paul Mills, we have Kenyon Giles, and we have Karan Boyd. Paul, I'm going to start with you here, man. Wichita State is year 3 for you here at Wichita State. That is a basketball school. That is a place where they expect to win in this sport, man. What has been the biggest surprise for you since you got there in terms of what it's been like in that environment?
Yeah, it's great, one, because they're such a passionate fan base. They really, really care about basketball. 2, there's nothing else from a Wichita State University. There's no football team. And so I've shared with all of these guys, Karan, KG, that, there's a winning tradition here. and there's an expectation. And that is good. Like, I don't know why you would want to go somewhere where there are low expectations. So
Playing in front of 11,000 people is fun, right?
it's
a good thing.
You know, when our TBT team during the summer, like,
crazy.
yeah, I mean, they get 10,000 in there to watch guys who played 15, 20 years ago. So they support, and it's great. I think the one thing for me that I've kind of understood is, you know, going from Oral Roberts to Wichita State is there's a caliber of talent that's required in order to win in the American, and there's a caliber of physicality. There's a caliber of scoring ability from your backcourt and your front court. And so for me, I'm way more mindful about the league and what's required. And we've been able to bring in like the two guys to my left who can obviously add value there.
Yeah, I saw you last year for the FAU game, and you guys clearly took a jump last year. With these two, you feel like obviously you can make another jump this year. What do they both add for you this season?
I remember talking to you after the FAU game, and you were talking about our physicality, and I thought we made strides there. We were the best team in the country at getting shots at the rim, so we could play with a lot of force. The problem is, Rob, everybody just doesn't let you dunk the ball, and so when they would collapse and we would spray it out, we just
It'd be a lot easier if they did,
didn't have shot makers at that. And so I'll tell you, just adding guys who can make perimeter shots, but not only that, can they create perimeter shots? And so we have that. I don't know that you'll see much of a dip physicality-wise. I thought the player we had in Ronnie DeGray was just phenomenal. He was hurt last year, and when he came back, when we started winning 6, 7 in a row and being able to run off some games. When Karan Boyd entered the transfer portal, like, I couldn't get on the phone quick enough. One, I had seen him earlier, but his level of physicality, his passing ability, his vision, all of those things added depth. The fact that he was SoCon Defensive Player of the Year. And I do feel like our physicality will be maintained, if not increased, but we've really enhanced our ability to make perimeter shots.
Yeah. So, Karan, when Coach Mills reached out to you, was it take me through that recruitment process and deciding on Wichita State?
Yeah, so he's one of the first coaches to reach out, especially head coach. And he was constantly reaching out nonstop, and that's kind of rare in the transfer portal. You don't really get a head coach calling, texting, see how you're doing, trying to get updates, and just giving you like his vision for you and his path or where he sees me going during the season. So I really like that a lot. Then when I came on a visit, met all the coaching staff, I really felt like a family-oriented like coaching staff. They constantly talking about like NBA level terminology, a lot of film, a lot of breakdowns. So I like that a lot. You don't really see that too much. A lot of coaches talk about winning a conference, trying to go to a tournament. But he's talked about all three between winning the conference, how we get you to the next level, how can you improve.
So basically, he just kind of wore you down until you're like, fine, all right, I'll come to Wichita.
Something like that.
I would get my coffee in the morning and I would call Karan. I knew KG wasn't up, but I knew Karan was up. But when I get my coffee at 9, as I headed in the office, I would call Karan. I knew he was grown and he was up and ready.
Kenyon is a guy, preseason first team, guys put up numbers at UNCG, at Radford. When you look at this team and kind of what he's talking about, because they're all new faces, right? I mean, you don't know a lot of these dudes, but you've played against them in the summer now. What stands out the most about this team?
I said the physicality.
Really?
You know,
you all men? You all,
yeah. Grown man. You see this man. He's a grown
yeah,
man.
he's a grown man.
Right
He's a grown man. And
you're
your ages, both of you guys are old, right? That helps. No? He's old.
21. Still
You're
young.
Yeah. I mean, that's the crazy part. Now we look at 21 and we're like, he's young. Right?
And trust me, you're like, how do we get 24 and 25-year-olds in our locker room?
It's like the last year you can do it, right? Go ahead. Sorry.
But, you ask the question one more time, please.
Just, you said the physicality of the team and how much grown men. I'll even take it a step further of like, who has stood out to you? Who has surprised you as a player that you just didn't know that we're going to know and Wichita State's going to know?
Oh, Will Berg by far, tall, but he's very, very good decision maker. Yep. He's physical as well. He'll get after you.
Yeah, Purdue can't keep all their big men, right? They can't play them all. They're like 5 on the roster. They can't play them all, and you're the benefit of Will Berg, right, who didn't play a ton at Purdue, but they really liked him coming in.
Well, you know what happens is when you call coaches, and if I do not hear the term, we didn't want to lose him, I usually move on. And so when Matt told me, we didn't want to lose him. But the truth is you're not developing guys in this climate. You know, gone are the days of getting a freshman, and I know you're going to be good, but I'm not sure when. I think it's going to be in a year or two. Now you got to go get guys right now who come from winning programs, who've won. Both of these guys have won at their previous spots. Obviously, Purdue won. And so finding guys when you create, man, this is going to be quick. You're bringing guys in. We don't have time to teach you every detail that's required in winning. So we need you to have to go through some battles, and you've been through it. And you were in a situation where you know what winning looks like. And I think for the majority of the roster we brought in, they know what winning looks like.
Yeah. Kenyon, do you know who Max Asmus is? Have you heard this name before? Pierre Jackson. Have you heard the name Pierre Jackson?
Very familiar.
Coach has had some success with smaller scoring guards before. Is that what kind of intrigues you about?
That intrigued me a lot, you know, especially when he told me about it. You know, those are guys I watched even before I knew Coach Mills. So when he said that, I was like, okay, this is the.
How do you see yourself as a player kind of fitting into some of those roles and maybe some of the sets that they ran for them?
I could see, you know, Max Amos. I mean, I could score the ball. I'm not gonna say just like him, but you know, I am a scorer. And Pierre added a little bit more pace, had a little bit more pace to his game. He was quick, but
He was tough.
he was just tough. You know, I played against him a lot in Vegas, and I was
Really?
like, okay, that's kind of where I want my game to be at, highest pace, gets to the mid range and all that. But seeing the offense and all that, I knew I could fit right into it.
You gonna give him the green light like Max?
You know,
From 30 feet?
We can put more around him than what Max had. You know, with Max, it was kind of Max. All right,
The
bro,
show.
this is you.
Right.
Like, you're better than everybody else. We can put some people around KG. He's obviously established himself at other spots. I mean, a first-team All-League guy last year at UNCG. But you know, the one thing I love about KG is he loves the gym. Like, when I would call him in the afternoons, like, hey, are you going to hoop today? He's like, man, just got finished. And so it's just a guy that's consumed with basketball. I don't have any other hobbies. This is all I do. So I try to find guys
Not
who are
like
like
you and fishing?
Yeah, I don't.
You fishing.
On
You're
occasion.
fishing.
On occasion.
No.
Yeah.
Scott Drew sent me a picture. He sent me a picture that I don't know if we have in there, but I think we do. We'll show it here in a second. But of you,
trust me, it's occasional. It's half a dozen times a year. But these guys really enjoy basketball, and you try to find guys like that.
who else, from your standpoint, he mentioned Will Berg.
Yeah.
Who else has kind of stepped forward in the offseason and maybe surprised you a little bit?
Yeah, I think these guys can attest to it. We have a player, Michael Gray, who transferred to us and was at Nicholls State last year. And, you know, watched the game versus McNeese State, you know, when they played. And Nicholls State was able to win that one. And you just watch Michael's ability kind of late in order to take over. It was his shot making that kind of differentiated himself. He was a 40s, lower 40 shooter. But he has passing ability. And so I think with this team and with the players that we have, he can showcase a little bit more passing ability than what he did previously. But I would tell you, I feel like not only is our backcourt good, but we have depth. And then I think our front court has depth too. And I think
Is that the biggest difference from the first 2 years?
We were good last year,
enough.
right? But we just didn't have depth. And so now you feel like, man, we are 8, 9, even some days I go, man, you know what? We have 10 legit guys, and I think the rotation may end up being at that level. But I do think the depth is kind of what separates the previous years.
Do you guys know who Kevin Bacon is? Do you know that name? The actor, Kevin Bacon? You never heard the game 6 Degrees? He's a famous actor. He's pretty well known, right? He's won like Emmys and Grammys and what is it? The Golden Globes. And do you know your coach is good friends with him?
No, this is a different story than what they're
It
telling.
might take too long to tell this one.
secrets.
Again.
I'll tell you on the plane ride home.
You want to hear that story. I promise you guys that.
All right, so I'm told that maybe we can do something together here, that you can dance and you can rap.
Man.
And you can rap.
Hold on, you hear that, bro?
These are skills I was
This is what I'm
unaware
told.
of.
Like he said,
I did some
fishing is every
research
once in
here.
a blue moon. So once in a blue moon.
Can you dance?
I don't really dance. Not too much, no.
I got bad info? Is it, or are you just being humble right now?
A little bit of both. I'm in a fraternity.
I
so
want
we do a lot of shit.
He does some fraternity
Can he
dance.
dance?
Kappa Psi fraternity.
I'll speak for him, man. He can.
He can dance.
said it.
See,
He said
I
it.
was right. Right? Can you rap?
Got some bars.
He's being a little shy right now.
I'm not shy. You know, I hoop. You know.
Oh, you rap too. You can. You do both.
Yeah, that's the main
It's
one.
okay. You can do both.
Like, what stuns me is these guys sometimes can't remember plays, but will tell you every lyric of
So true.
500
Yes,
songs.
yes.
And I'm just like, guys, come on, man. Like, where's our commitment?
Maybe you're running too many plays.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you gotta kind of simplify it a little bit or something.
I kind of pay attention number of plays based on how quickly I can see them mouth lyrics. And I'm like, I've heard 10 songs in a row where you haven't got a lyric wrong. Y'all can handle these plays.
All right, well, listen, guys, it's great to see you. We appreciate you being here. Best of luck this season, and make sure you get that Kevin Bacon story from Coach Sarah.
Thanks, guys, for all you do.
Coming up next, we have Charlotte, Aaron Fern, Kylan Blackman, and Ben Bradford after the break.
Athlete AI is the story of the athlete. And every athlete deserves to have the story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight. This is your moment, your rule. Download, capture, create, share. Athlete AI. Your name is Trent.
There is no sport in America that is more difficult to follow than college basketball. It can be overwhelming. That's where the Field of 68 Daily comes into play. The Daily is your go-to source for injury updates, recruiting news, and transfer portal additions that actually matter. For just $50 a year, get access to the same information that your favorite team's coaching staff is subscribed for. Quality content can be hard to find in the college basketball space. The Daily is here to help you with that.
Welcome back to American Media Day here on the Field of 68. We're now joined by Charlotte's Aaron Fern. We have Ben Bradford, and we have Kylan Blackman. And Aaron, I want to start with you on this, okay? Yep. People are going to hear, if they don't know you, that you're from Australia. And you played your college basketball in Wisconsin and North Dakota. Correct. And I can't imagine two places on this wonderful world of ours that are more different than Australia and North Dakota. How did you end up there, and what was it like?
Yeah. Good question. So I was born in Australia, grew up in New Zealand. I played for an American coach in New Zealand that was very close with somebody in Minnesota. I did a year of high school in Minnesota first. And then I went the junior college route and played for Coach Miles at Mayville State University. That's where I played my college ball.
You had to play for Miles?
Played for Miles. His very first year as a head coach.
Oh, we need some stories off air.
Oh, yeah, great.
We need some good stories.
Great stories. And you know Tim. He's got a great personality.
Yes, he does.
So played for him and then went to Australia and played there for 2 years professionally and then got into coaching, and rest is history.
How much did you have to invest in warmer clothes when you got up there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, New Zealand get pretty cold, you know what I mean? I lived on the farm. I was a farm boy growing up. Yeah. And but, going to Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Dakota, that was brutal. That was I hadn't experienced snow like that, I can tell you that.
Guys, you've both been at Charlotte, so you guys can speak well. It's not often we get two guys that have actually been in the program the previous year. The biggest difference in this team from last year to this year will be what? And you can't say the same thing. All right, so you got to give me two different answers.
Well, I can start us off. I would just go size and athleticism.
Yeah.
I'd say from our guards, our wings, our bigs, more athletic, bigger team. We have more length. Like in practice, going against them, and it's like the defense, it feels like when we have our hands up, it feels like we're taking up the whole court. So I would say definitely size.
For me, I say we're more deep than we were last year. Like we have more depth at each position, so we'll be able to play, multiple rotations and stuff like that.
Anton Bonk, the transfer you got coming in from Providence. You talk about size. He's what, 7'2", 275, something like that.
Yeah, all of that. Yep.
You're gonna see, you sound like you're excited to play with him.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know I don't like playing against him, and I like when he's on my team.
Sign, right?
So yeah, it's like I can't wait to get out there with him.
He has some really much-needed size that we didn't have last year, and he's a big force around the rim. And a defensive guy like me, that's someone I wouldn't want to see to get a switch on. So yeah.
We talked a little bit earlier, Jeff, about older guys in college basketball. Kylan, what year is this for you in college hoops?
This is year 6.
He's
Yeah.
been,
Well, he did. All right, yeah, two years in JUCO,
Yes, sir.
2 at Coastal,
Yes, sir.
and this is your second in Charlotte
Yes, sir.
because you got your JUCO year back.
Right.
So take advantage of it, right?
Yes, sir. Might as well.
So what are we going for now, degree-wise? What are we doing?
My master's.
Masters?
Yes, sir.
In what?
MBA.
Nice.
Did you say
Might as well.
masters in the NBA?
An MBA.
NBA. What's it like now? I mean, again, the decision to utilize the extra junior college year, was it difficult? Because you're older,
Right.
and I'm sure part of you is like, all right, go on to the real world, whether it's playing pro or getting a job,
Right.
or coming back from the extra year. What was that like?
It was an easy decision for me.
Was it?
Just because of this guy right here, Coach Fern. He believed in me and my talents when he recruited me to Charlotte, and he has big trust in me, and so that was big for me in coming back. We had multiple conversations about it, so it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah. Aaron, you spent a while as a professional coach in Australia, and I'm kind of curious now, with the experience that you had there, does that help you with what college basketball is right now? I mean, with the amount of roster turnover, the amount of changing faces, it does feel a little bit more like some European and overseas professional programs.
Yeah, I hear a lot of coaches say this is professional basketball. It's not professional basketball. Like, they don't know what they're talking about. Like, professional hoops is way different. How contracts are done. There's turnover in professional basketball, but this is 5,000 plus athletes that are free agents at the end of every season. That's not professional basketball, right? So that's very, very different. It is. It's a free for all. But I guess the experience that I probably can bring is, you do have a fair bit of turnover in pro teams, especially internationally. So, you don't have 4 years to build something. You need to build it now, and you need to build it quickly. And as I tell our guys, like, this ship is moving forward, and you better stay on board. If you don't put the extra work in off the court, watch video, get with coaches, write the plays in a book, however you can process things, go back and watch practice. Like, do that and, like, treat this as a job. You're going to get left behind. And we try and really educate the guys on that. I want them to all be pros. I want them all to go experience the world. I think it's an unbelievable opportunity to go explore the world and play hoops at the same time. You can always come back and get your 9-to-5 job, but to go explore the different countries and cultures and hoops and coaching it's so valuable, man. It's something I was fortunate to do, and that stuff lasts a lifetime.
Have you guys looked at the preseason poll yet?
Of course.
We have.
All right, give me your thoughts. You picked last.
Right.
I'm sure you know it. I'm sure that's the ultimate chip in your shoulder, right?
Definitely. It's definitely in the back of our minds,
Yeah.
but I would say it really doesn't change anything for us. I'd say we still have the same mindset that we've had all spring and summer. It's definitely motivation in the back of our mind, but it's like we know, like, every day we've been coming in with the same mindset, and that's the same now, and they'll see.
Well, it's so different anyway. We were talking about it with the commissioner before. Like, polls are so hard to. They were always hard to do, preseason polls. Now they're impossible because we don't know.
Right.
We don't know half the guys. First of all, you have completely new teams, so you don't know the chemistry, and a lot of the players, like, transfer to upper level, down a level. Again, coming from junior college, whatever it is, it's hard. Same mindset where you're like, you'll use it as much as you can, but you're not.
Right. With us being returners and where we finished last year, we already had a fire sparked in us to, be better this year. So seeing that preseason poll, it sparks another fire. But like Ben said, we'll see.
I know every coach walking around here picked us last, so I looked them in the eye and I know that. So I know that. So
Give them a stare down?
No, I don't. It's back here. You know. Now, look, you got to go out and do it. You got to prove it.
Right.
All right. You got to prove
You
that
had a really good year 2 years ago, and just what was the biggest issue last year?
We were too small.
You are.
Yeah, we were too small, not athletic enough, like Ben just talked about,
Yep.
which we are bigger, more athletic.
Yep.
You got to have that for sure. So we feel like we've addressed that. You know, we've got more depth, like KB said, you know, more playmaking. But, you know, now in the poll, you know, if you picked first, well, then, you know, you better finish first, and everything in between, well, you better prove that you're not that, you know. So, look, that's the motivation. But I think 2 years ago we were picked second last too. So I think it's just, as you said, I think there's a lack of information on what everyone has, and when we get sent out the prediction, I don't know what these teams have, and I'm not going to take the time to worry about it right now. I've got to worry about our guys.
More important things.
Exactly.
When you see something like that, right? Like you guys were here last year, you experienced it. You went through a 3-15 season.
Mm-hmm.
You have all these new faces coming in. I think what is it, 10 or 11 new guys, right? That did not go through that with you guys last year. How can you find a way to be able to get that motivation in them that you guys have from the experience? You know what I'm saying? From the experiences of last year.
You know, just bringing them in, like, I'm sure when they were recruited, like, our coaches told them, like, we need to get much better and much better at this and that. They already know, like, we've had multiple talks, like, outside of, you know, the practice facility. We hang around each other a lot. We've had multiple talks about what we want to accomplish this season and stuff like that. So it's instilled in them, and they know what we have to do this year.
All right, KB, I got something for you. You're wearing number 1 now.
Yes, sir.
You have a tattoo on your leg.
We have this discussion all the time.
What is it? What's it of?
On my leg?
Yeah.
So it's all the jerseys I've played in from my high school career. And so I thought last year was going to be my last year.
You got room for another?
I do actually. But I changed number 1 just because this is how I started playing basketball in that number, so I wanted to finish how I started.
So you're going to get one? We going to do it?
Yeah.
Soon?
Yes, sir.
Before the season or no?
Maybe we'll see.
You're running out of time here. Did you know, I got a note on your coach that I guarantee neither one of you knows. You used to race dirt bikes? Did you know that?
No. Did not.
How about that? See? You learn something every day coming here.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. Give me the background.
I grew up on the farm, right? You know, I played all different types of sports. You know, being you know, a New Zealander, Australian. I played cricket. You know, I played soccer, played hoops, obviously, and then I got into dirt bikes. You know, I raced competitively at the national level. You know, for my age group. Yeah. I loved it. I mean, you know, motorsport is different, man. But I'll say this. I didn't really start racing until I was later in my, you know, early teens. So I would say, I'd admit this, I never raced with no fear. And I think when you race motorsport, you've got to basically race like you don't care about dying, so to speak. You've got to be on that edge. But yeah, it was a fun part of my life.
So you cared too much about dying. That's why
yes,
you ended up in basketball.
I did.
Okay, fair
I did. So, how fast those guys go, how high they jump.
Insane.
It's insane.
Insane.
Absolutely insane.
Well, listen, we appreciate you guys being here. Best of luck this season. I'm looking forward to you guys proving some people wrong with the way that poll played out. When we come back, we're going to be joined by South Florida and new head coach, Brian Hodgson.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68 opening day. Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens.
Well, welcome back to American Media Day here on the Field of 68. We have South Florida's Brian Hodgson, we have CJ Brown, and we have Joseph Pinion. And Hodgson, new job, new program, new location. How you feeling, man?
Man, I love it, obviously. Fired up to be at South Florida, really fired up to be living in Tampa, Florida. So things are good.
A little different than the previous couple stops?
Yeah, a little different than Jonesboro, Arkansas, and Tuscaloosa, but obviously very appreciative of both of those places. But, man, Tampa's definitely got a different vibe, great place to live.
Mm-hmm. All right, Joe, give us your favorite Hodgson story. You know him. CJ doesn't really know him yet. I mean, he thinks he knows him, but wait till the games start.
Be careful here, pal.
Yeah, don't worry. You're good with playing time. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of you. He can't penalize. But what's it been like watching him and being able to play for him, now getting an opportunity to coach at South Florida and bring you with him?
It's been a really great experience being with Coach Hodgson so far. Arkansas State, obviously, we had a pretty good year last year. And so, we're just looking to build upon that and just go even further than we did last year.
Give people that don't know, the fans of the American and South Florida fans, a little bit of what to expect from him in his coaching style and maybe his personality.
He's a really good coach. He's a player's coach. So, he gives us all the confidence in the world. When we're playing, he lets us play really freely. So that allows us to play, better than we normally would. And it just really helps us out a lot.
That's really kind of you, Joe.
He's trying all the right things.
He wants shots.
We just got him. Yesterday he was holding the mic with two hands. We got Talladega Nights. Yeah. What do I do with my hands? We're getting him there.
CJ, you were at USF last year, and you came back to school despite the coaching change. What went into that, and what kind of sold you on what this program was going to be under Coach Hodgson?
A lot of meetings with Coach Hodgson and the whole staff. A lot of long talks, film, workouts, everything. So after all of that, I really put my trust into him, and he really showed me how much he wants me there and how important I am to him.
What is a long conversation with Hodgson like? I feel like you're not getting smarter when that happens.
Don't give away our recruiting tactics here.
Just film. He showed me a lot of film on their old play style and how I could fit that system really well. And I really realized how good I could be in this system that he has enforced.
Do you want your presence first, or would you like your next question?
Just whatever.
You want your presence?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, let's get
this is going to be good. All right. Oh, man. Golly. See, I could. Oh, my goodness. Who'd you talk to? I mean, who even? You talk to our nutritionist? Yeah, I don't eat onions and I don't eat mayonnaise.
He hates both these things.
Hate them, with a passion.
Them both. I'll get this away from you. Because
now, Tobin Anderson, this is the sickest thing.
Go ahead.
Tobin Anderson would eat a onion. He'd grab that right now, peel it, and eat it like an apple. He's a character.
Knowing Tobin, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Had I known that before I hired him, he would not be with us. We go to a restaurant like the first week on the job, and there's a plate of raw onions. It's like, anybody going to eat those? Again, nobody eats those ever. He's like,
nobody's allowed to eat those now.
It's
all right,
unbelievable.
so we'll get down to business here. You guys are picked second in the preseason, which I think surprised some people. Obviously, you've got talent coming in. You bring Joe, you bring Nelson in. You obviously Damian Collins coming in, who's been.
I can't look at this.
All right, we'll get rid of it. We'll get rid of it. We don't want to throw you off.
No, yeah.
Were you surprised, picked second in the preseason, and how good can this team be?
I don't want to say surprised. I really like our group. I mean, I've brought 2 great pieces with me from Arkansas State. I think we were able to keep the best point guard in the league and CJ, and I really, we value data and analytics a ton. We built our roster with that. We got some really good pieces that came in, but preseason stuff, man. Like you go through these. I told someone close your eyes and fill it out. Right? We have a bunch of new rosters, I'm appreciative of the recognition for the guys and all the hard work they've done, but we all know it doesn't mean anything, right? Coach Saban calls it rat poison. We've got a long way to go, but I'll tell you what, I got a group that's ready and willing to work, and we're going to get there.
You mentioned, you kind of referenced Isaiah Nelson, who also came from Arkansas State. Yeah. I'm curious. He had like a 30-20 game last year, didn't he?
In under 30 minutes.
Yeah. What kind of impacts is he going to have in this conference stepping up a level?
Yeah, Zay can play anywhere in the country. Matter of fact, when I took this job, they were getting ready to send the plane out to pick me up to come for the press conference, and I'm communicating with our associate AD here, Lee Butler, about departure time, and I was like, I'm not leaving Jonesboro, Arkansas until Isaiah Nelson and Joe Pinion are on board to come to South Florida, because both of those guys could play anywhere in the country. Zay, he had a 30 and 20 game, 22 maybe. 11 of those were O boards. He did it in under 30 minutes in a conference game on the road. Talented young man, made huge strides in the 2 years that I had him, and he's going to be a really good player in the American. And we've got Damian Collin next to him. This is probably the best front court that I've had anywhere really with those 2 together.
Well, let's talk about Damian then, because he's a guy that had the 5-star pedigree.
Yeah,
he's been at a couple different places in the SEC.
Incredible kid too.
Yes,
incredible.
Clicked for him on the court. How do you get that out of what we expected him to be when he committed?
Yeah, I think these guys will tell you, you're going to see it this year. I think it's a lesson to coaches out there. Don't ever burn relationships. We finished second in that recruitment when I was at Alabama. I was flying to Atlanta, Texas, left and right to see Damian and his family. Built a strong relationship with him and faced very unfortunate tragedy in his time at Kentucky that I think set things back a little bit. Showed spurts of who he was at LSU, and I think we're going to get the best version of Damian Collins. These guys will tell you it's tough to get a shot on the rim when he's down there, and he's a great human being. He adds a ton of value to our program.
Yeah, so I heard a story about him. He's one of the best rising coaches in college basketball. He's a guy that I'm sure requires you to be on time, right? Is it true that you got started in coaching because you showed up at SUNY Fredonia to try to make the team and you were too late for the tryouts?
Yeah, somewhat. Yes, I just finished playing junior college, and I was going to go walk on for Greg Marshall at Winthrop, and I was talking to Earl Grant and Greg Marshall, and they left to go to Wichita State, and Randy Peel took over, and so I went down. I'm taking out student loans, out-of-state tuition, the whole deal, and I get down there, and Randy Peel basically, in a roundabout way, looked at me and was like, "No, you're going to be a manager." And I was like, no, I'm going to go home then, right? I'm not going to pay out-of-state tuition to do that. And so I went back to Fredonia State and was a late enrollee, and I walked in, and I had kind of big-timed them a little bit in the recruitment process. It was the Division III down the road. And so he, Coach Kevin Moore was like, listen, this year let's just have you as a student assistant. You can get your internship credits and then play next year. I never ended up playing. I just stayed on as a student assistant coach, and that started my career.
Last one I got for you guys quick here is the playing style. You've already played in it. How much are you looking forward to playing? I assume he's going to bring the same style that he had last couple of years at Arkansas State and at Alabama.
I'm looking forward to it so much.
Yeah.
I can't even explain how happy I am to play in that system. It's going to be really hard to defend for other teams.
Yeah.
It creates a lot of scoring opportunities for us, and really just making the reads. It's up to the players to make the right decision.
Ultimate green light?
Yeah.
What do we think?
For sure.
Yeah? Not a bad system to play in, right, Joe?
Oh, yeah, I love the system.
Yeah, I'm
Joe
sure.
gets taken out when he doesn't shoot the ball, so it's
I know.
pretty good
Tough life, huh?
Kind of nice.
Hey, make sure you check your room charges, because Joe put a Kit Kat on your room last night at the front desk.
Joe, we've had that problem with Joe before. So, CJ,
Joe, you want to bring the onions back for him?
Yeah, bring the onions.
There you go. Take the onions back on the plane. All right.
Joseph Pinion, CJ Brown, Brian Hodgson, that is the USF. Coming up next, we're going to be joined by UT San Antonio and head coach Austin Clonch.
There is no sport in America that is more difficult to follow than college basketball. It can be overwhelming. That's where the Field of 68 Daily comes into play. The Daily is your go-to source for injury updates, recruiting news, and transfer portal additions that actually matter. For just $50 a year, get access to the same information that your favorite team's coaching staff is subscribed for. Quality content can be hard to find in the college basketball space. The Daily is here to help you with that.
AI is the story of an athlete. And every athlete deserves to have his story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight, this is your moment, your rule. Download, capture, create, share. Athlete AI. Your name is trending.
Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens. There is no sport in America that is more difficult to follow than college basketball. It can be overwhelming. That's where the Field of 68 Daily comes into play. The Daily is your go-to source for injury updates, recruiting news, and transfer portal additions that actually matter. For just $50 a year, get access to the same information that your favorite team's coaching staff is subscribed for. Quality content can be hard to find in the college basketball space. The Daily is here to help you with that. The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 Opening Day Marathon. 15 hours of non-stop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68 opening day.
Well, welcome back to American Media Day. We are now joined by UTSA. We have head coach Austin Klotch. We have Boubacar Jai. I believe you go by Bob. Is that right? You go by Bob, and Mojai, his older and better looking brother. What do we think?
Oh, that's cruel.
Smarter?
What are we doing here?
Smarter, more talented.
Smarter. Yeah,
better
so
looking.
You guys, you're both 6'10" to 6'10". You got another 6'10" brother, Keba, right? That plays at Notre Dame.
Yes, sir.
What your poor parents? What was that like growing up?
I mean, it's great. I mean, my parents, they all raised us to be basketball players, so we all embraced the journey, and we all ended up at different places.
I'm imagining a lot of driveway battles.
I heard his dad's right. Dad's big and like he'll probably take both you guys on at once.
We found a full game. They don't know this yet. But we found a full game on YouTube of their dad. He played at IPFW from 2001.
Really? Wow. Is that right?
Yeah.
Really?
So we're clipping it up for him right now.
Was he even bigger than both you?
Oh yeah,
he was.
Just really
like 270. Really?
Yeah.
Like a monster.
Monster in the paint.
So can he still take you guys?
Nah, not no more.
No,
not no more. Nah, not anymore.
All right, put this up. We got to send that to him. We got to send that to him.
That's right. Next thing you know, it's gonna be bad over there.
Yeah, we're gonna send your cameraman up there. We're gonna videotape. He's gonna play each one of you guys one-on-one. I want to see. So who's winning one-on-one right now? You two
Definitely
play.
me. Oh, definitely. I don't know about that, brother, but
probably depends on where they catch it from.
Yeah.
That is true. Okay, I'll give you that.
The young guy there. All right, so you guys are picked, I think 11th, Austin. You're still building this thing. But it's hard nowadays because it's like nobody's got patience anymore, right, with the portal and everything like that. You went in the portal, and I knew when you got this job, you're going to flip it quick. Like, I had no doubts in my mind. But can you do it this year? Is this the year that you can kind of flip this thing? Yeah. And what gives you the confidence to say that?
Yeah, I'll be honest. It reminds me, I've told these guys, they remind me a lot of our second-year group that we had at Nichols that was picked 11th and finished second. Listen, I've been a part of teams that have been picked high and didn't finish high, been a part of teams that were picked in the back and finished toward the front. And to be honest, like you just said, Jeff, I don't know a whole lot about these other teams, and they don't know a whole lot about our team. Right. I mean, that's just the reality. Yep. And each year that gets more and more true. Yep. So I think it's so much about getting in a rhythm. You know, when you get, when you get to conference play, starting well. You know, you win a couple in a row to start, and all of a sudden you've got that confidence for the rest of the road. So we have a really good team. I don't know when we're going to be really good. It might be game one. It might be a couple weeks in. It might take a month. But I feel really good about just the collective toughness of our team and the grit, which I think in this league you got to have that to win games.
Yeah, so you got these two guys in your front court. You went out of the portal, pulled in a bunch of really talented guards. Jameer Simpson, Vashon, Pierre Spencer. What have you seen from these guys, and what can we kind of expect from a new look backcourt for you guys?
We focused on first of all, we wanted more depth. You know, we got banged up last year, and by the end of the year, I mean, we really had two guys in our front court, plus a young freshman who really is more of a tweener who can go back and forth, but we had to play him some at the 5 in games that we won at the end of the year. We've got a ton of depth really all over the floor. We're bigger. You know, I think we've got some more size. Where I think last year we ran around and we shot a lot of threes, which is great. That's always been a staple of mine. But we've got to get to the free throw line more. We've got to manufacture more twos. And so I think just all in all, just more athleticism, more size, rebounding. You know, we got hit on the glass hard last year. You know, just going through the league 1 year is really important, kind of understanding what it takes to win here against really good coaches and talented players. So overall, I mean, I just think that experience, and I thought our staff did a great job putting together a roster that's going to win a lot of games. So, but again, just confident in seeing these guys work every day and knowing the work that we're going to put in as a staff.
Who stood out for either one of you or both of you so far that you didn't know that now you're like, all right, he brought in some real talent, right? I mean, Austin Nunez, kid that's going to be talented, that's going to play a lot this year. Who stood out for each of you?
I'd definitely say Brent Moss. He's up from our hometown, Dayton, Ohio. I didn't really know about him much, but he played against us, and he just came in with a lot of energy and a lot of grit, and it just showed how much he really loved the game and how much he wanted to work.
What type of player is he?
He's really just he has hard work ethic, and he just plays hard. He likes getting out on the rim, and he makes the right decision all the time. You know, he's always looking out for him and his teammates. So I feel like it's great to have him on the team, and it'll be good to have him in the court.
I would say for me, really just everybody on the team. I really can't say just one person. You know what I mean? Just so many pieces, everybody coming from different places, and they all contribute in different ways. And like you really see it on the floor on both ends. So that would be my answer.
The SID would be really proud of that answer. Yes. Very PR friendly. Great answer. Great job. Your story is really interesting. The path that you took to get to UTSA. You're a head coach for 5 years at Nichols. You do a really good job there. Then you leave to take an assistant's spot at Alabama. And
remember our conversation?
I do.
Remember? I called him and I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, why would you leave? He's young. How old were you?
34.
34, and I'm like, why would you leave? There's only 350 of these. You're going to leave to become an assistant? Go ahead, finish your.
Yeah. Well, no, and then a year later you have the UTSA job. I just, when you were making that decision and going through that thought process, was this kind of what you wanted the ultimate end goal to be? And as you're looking back on it now, do you think that you made the right choice and kind of how that all played out?
Yeah, no, absolutely. To be honest, when I left to go to Alabama, I didn't have any intention of leaving after 1 year. You know, and I had said that to Coach Oates, and you know, I thought I'd be there 3 or 4 years, and especially coming off, you know, I knew we had a chance to win a national championship. But this is one, you know, I've had my eye on UT. I mean, I'm from Houston, from the state. The last time we went to the NCAA tournament, one of my best friends growing up was the point guard for UTSA in 2011. I've looked at this as a sleeping giant for a long time. You know, it's one of the fastest growing cities in the United States. I think we all think it's the best place for the Final Four. And at the end of the day, again, just our athletic department as a whole, I'm lucky to be surrounded by an incredible football coach. The women's team won the championship last year. Baseball team just made the Super Regionals. And now we're on deck. And again, it's something that's not going to be a secret very long that UTSA is really coming and one of the fastest rising athletic departments in the country.
Can you kind of just take me through that decision-making process for leaving, though? I mean, like Jeff said, 360 Division I jobs, and you're like, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to go be an assistant again.
To be honest, I feel like I still had a lot to learn, too. I was very fortunate to get the job at Nichols when I did, following after Coach Riley, who did a heck of a job. You know, he was really the first one that won at Nichols. And then I was able to kind of have that blueprint and go and have success for 5 years. And I wasn't going to just leave for anything. Obviously, I think Coach Oates is – he's certainly one of the best. I'm biased. I think he's probably the best coach in the country at what he's done at Alabama. And it was a really good opportunity for me to learn. You know, like you said, I was still just 33 when I left Nichols, so I felt like I still had room to grow, and we always do. We have room to grow and evolve, and that year has certainly has helped me grow, and these guys are playing for a better coach than I was when I was at Nichols State.
So we know he outkicked his coverage when it came to his wife, right? We know that, right? I didn't know she was like a superstar.
I thought she outkicked her coverage, too.
No chance of that. No chance.
All right.
It's pronounced Jimena?
Yeah, Jimena.
And she is a superstar. I did not know this. She's like famous.
Yeah, she's done.
In Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Famous.
Yeah.
So you guys met, I heard you like stalked her.
No. That part's not true. I'm a great recruiter, Jeff. We met when she was visiting when I was in Nichols, and she was in New Orleans. There's some of our recruiter. These guys, man, just ran into her, and started talking, and it is a very interesting story. You know, I actually went to see her like a week after meeting her. So, obviously we've sort of had this. She's had a very successul career in Mexico, mine here. So
she's an actress, singer, a little bit of everything.
Singer. Yeah, she has a little bit of everything, and so she's she's done really well for herself, and so I'm certainly very lucky.
We also have some video that we're going to show. You guys can't see it here, but maybe you've seen it before of her teaching you how to dance. At your wedding?
I've got some steps now. You know,
you do.
Come on, man. Give me a little bit of credit.
No, I'm giving you credit. Like I want you to teach me.
We did 2 dances. Like we did the song Aerosmith that was more romantic, and then she wanted to break out the salsa. So
did you practice?
Oh. A lot of practicing.
Months
of practicing.
It worked.
If I stood up right now, that was 5 months ago. I couldn't.
You couldn't do it?
No, I don't think so. I haven't.
You want to try?
Yeah, let's do it.
I gotta
you want to try a little bit?
I gotta get back in there, and I gotta get back in the lab and
you guys got to get him to really.
I would love to see that.
Oh,
so how about this? If you guys win the conference this year, we get you on the field of 68, whole team there, and you got a salsa for us.
Her and I will come together on the field of 68.
You guys in?
Done. Yeah.
Done. Lock it in.
We'll do the whole thing.
Lock it in. Contractually signed.
I love it. Done deal.
All right, listen, guys. It's great to see you. Great to catch up. Best of luck this season. All right, and make sure no one tell their dad that they said they both beat him.
Oh, I'm going to tell him. We're going to set up
this. He's 100% going to hear from you.
Listen. Coming up next, we have East Carolina and head coach Michael Schwartz.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68, opening day.
Athlete AI is the story of an athlete. And every athlete deserves have the story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight, this is your moment, your room. Download, capture, create, share. Athlete AI. Your name is trending.
Well, welcome back to American Media Day here on the Field of 68. We're now joined by the East Carolina Pirates. We got head coach Michael Schwartz. We got Jordan Riley, point guard, two guard. I don't know. We're going to talk about that here a little bit. And Giovanni Emejuru, a transfer from George Mason. Gentlemen, it's great to see you. Schwartz, I'm going to start you off with this, man. 19 wins last season. I believe that it was only the second time in program history you guys had 10 wins in league play. You got to feel pretty good about kind of where you are right now with this program.
Well, I think the first thing is just the optimism and hopefulness to build on that and be better. That's just the bottom line. And really proud of Jordan Riley last year and helping us achieve that. And there was some really core guys. We lost a couple of them, but there's a good group back. And the whole thing for us is to continue that momentum. And for Jordan, and specifically, to share with the new guys and the returning guys that didn't play as much what it takes to hopefully have success in this conference. And we got to be strong in non-conference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jordan, what was it like at the end of the year last season? What was kind of that meeting like? Because everybody, you know, the movement around the country, everybody's moving. And I think it says a lot for him, the fact that you decided to come back this year after the year you had last season.
Yeah, it definitely was. Pretty much after the season ended, you know, everybody, you know, making their decision of what they want to do. But me, I pretty much just stayed 10 toes down and just want to stay here and get better and develop my game.
Was it because of the weight room? I mean, look at you. We got two football players in here,
so
man.
True.
That's a personal workout. I put them on my strength plan.
Yeah, same one right there. What was, and both of you can talk about this, what is it that you focused on in the offseason that he wanted more out of you this year and that you wanted more out of yourself?
Being more consistent with my threes and hitting them down. We pretty much focus on just catch shooting threes because that's where we're focused on, like, getting my threes easier for me. And playing in, like, the post area. I had a little bit of last year. I was playing there. I developed it, like, a good amount last year. But this year, I'm taking it to, like, a whole nother level.
You should be able to.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that should be an area, right? Look at him.
You know, Jeff, we've always tried. In our 3 years, we've done it. Yep. And last year with RJ a lot. Yep. We post our guards. And we're going to post our guards. And, you know, feel very fortunate that we have the big fella down there to post him and get the ball to him a lot. But we haven't had that opportunity since we've been at ECU. And so we've used the blocks, off the blocks and the elbows to really get our guards the ball. And we've had strong big guards. And Jordan Riley last year in a game, coincidentally enough, versus George Mason, we isolated him at the elbow 2 different times, late game and in overtime, and he delivered. And so, like Jordan said, Jordan is a complete basketball player. He doesn't have to reinvent the wheel, but understand that he can be a high percentage catch and shoot 3-point shooter along with everything else he does downhill. And then if he can develop that post game because he knows we'll get him the ball down there.
How much do you remind Giovanni about that game?
I gave him buckets.
Well, in all seriousness, though, Jordan and Giovanni, we'll get to you in a second, but you bounced around a little bit in your career. You Georgetown, Temple, and now East Carolina. And if you finally found a place where you could really have the level of success that I'm assuming you thought that you were going to have day one when you stepped on the campus, right? How much did that play a role in your decision to come back? I mean, you found a place that is working for you. Why leave?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much you just said it, like, right then and there. It just works, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, if it's just going to work, I might as well just stay here and just develop, you know what I'm saying, and then get ready for the next level.
You appreciate it more now after everything you went through the first few years? Mm-hmm. Do you appreciate it? Like,
I absolutely do.
You know, where probably early on you're thinking you're going to be the guy, right, at that level. And
to be honest, I never really thought about being a guy. I thought about how can I make an impact on, like, which team I'm going to be on. You know what I'm saying? I never really thought about being the guy. I just wanted to win and just play. That's all.
All right, Goodman, I see you have it listed right there. I want you to try to pronounce Giovanni's hometown's name. Pronounce that for us.
That should be good.
Lester? Lestering?
Yeah.
Lester.
Right?
Yeah. Lestering?
That's pretty good. Yeah, Lestering.
Right?
Yeah.
The only reason I know that is because there's a city in Massachusetts called Worcester, and it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
written
it's
out
the
the
same.
same
Yeah,
way.
okay.
So he was trying to
Yeah.
fool me.
Yeah,
He was trying, but he didn't know. He
Yeah.
didn't know.
So talk to me about the basketball culture in England. I mean, there's been a number of guys that have come over and played at the Division I level.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like the culture in England is definitely growing every year. It keeps growing, but it's still not where I would want it to be. You know, there's some guys that have come back and have tried to, you know, like pour into it, but I still feel like there's still a lot of room for improvement, is what I feel like. But obviously, I was blessed enough and fortunate enough to be one of the guys who was able to kind of make it out of the UK.
Can you talk to me about the process of getting here?
Yeah, so it's really because the UK is quite small, so everyone kind of knows each other. So, you know, coaches talk, and then some coaches who are tapped into the UK kind of scene. So that's kind of how they're able to, you know, get in contact with you and start recruiting you.
Yeah. Are you a Leicester City guy?
I am, yeah.
You are?
Yeah, definitely.
So you're a Jamie Vardy guy, I'm
I
assuming.
was,
right?
yeah, because when they won the Prem, like I was young, and that's kind of when I kind of got there. So I kind of was able to see the impact that he had on the city, so it was pretty cool.
All right,
Should I tell him that I'm a Tottenham guy? And that I always,
Oh, you're a Tottenham guy.
It's always going to hurt me a little bit.
Yeah.
So when people talk to you, do you say the Jamie Vardy thing?
Nah.
Chat shit, get banged?
Oh,
Right?
yeah. You know, ball, yeah, that's niche. I don't know. I'm surprised you know that.
Yeah. I'm a big soccer guy, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We got well-rounded guys at ECU. That's a big deal. That was a big deal, and that's a big deal. We did want guys like that.
What, Mike? What's the key to this year's team? Maximizing what you put together with this group, because again, add a big who you know is going to impact on both ends of the court. You bring back a first-team all-league guard. You add a couple key pieces through the portal. What's the key?
Sitting here on October 13th, and we know, and you guys know better than anyone, there will be stuff we navigate, and something we think is a strength may turn into something that is better or worse than we thought, and vice versa.
Yeah.
But what I know right now and how we've practiced since June 15th, the day we started, is this: we got to be a bigger, more physical team in the paint. And that is an area that the coaching staff, I'll tell you, after we lost to UAB in the second round of the conference tournament last year, we won our first round game and then we played UAB. And we were fortunate enough to beat UAB about a week or 10 days earlier, late in the regular season in Greenville. And we lost the game. And I talked to Jordan about the next season. He was really upset about the loss when we lost that game. And he said, Coach, we got to get bigger.
Really?
He said, we got to get bigger. We need some front court size. Yep. And last year we played small ball 5. We switched 1 through 5. We did it. And we were hurt on the defensive end. Yep. And we were hurt because we didn't have the ability to go play and score in the paint. So bigger, physical, score in the paint offensively. And I know this. We have to maintain our offensive rebounding prowess. We've been at the top of the league all 3 years. And we have to improve our defensive rebounding. That's where the gamut is right now. Again, and it will obviously get bigger.
Sure, but that's a priority.
That's where our core is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, mentioned that you brought Giovanni in. Eli Delorier, I believe is that pronounced, from Providence. What do you guys seen from him? You've been working out against him all summer.
Yeah, no, Eli's great. I feel like it's going to be a very key part to this team. Very versatile. Just a great guy on and off the court.
What about Corey Calker? That was one guy I was told to ask you guys about. Does he look good?
True point guard. And hey, look, trying to go get a true point guard or a true 5 are the 2 most difficult things in recruiting. That's just the truth. I share that with it is. And then the skill of elite shooting. And what Corey brings is he's a true point guard and he can shoot the ball. And I say this often about Gio. Gio doesn't want to even be a 4.9, a 4.5. Gio knows he's a 5, and he eats up every minute of it, and that's what we love about him. And so to be able to get that bookend with a point guard and a 5 was really exciting for us.
Well, listen, great seeing you, Mike. Great seeing you guys. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
And looking forward to another jump.
I hope so.
Another jump this year,
I
right?
hope so. And if not, I'll just get in the strength and conditioning business and keep training these guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, just follow what they're doing. I think I'm going to do that. Maybe I can. No, it's not going to happen.
You got a lot.
It is not going to happen. All right, we'll come back after the break, and we'll talk to Ron Hunter from Tulane and the preseason player of the year, Rowan Brumbaugh. Next.
Athlete AI is the story of the athlete. And every athlete deserves to have his story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight, this is your moment, your room. Download, capture, create,
There is no sport in America that is more difficult to follow than college basketball. It can be overwhelming. That's where the Field of 68 Daily comes into play. The Daily is your go-to source for injury updates, recruiting news, and transfer portal editions that actually matter. For just $50 a year, get access to the same information that your favorite team's coaching staff is subscribed for. Quality content can be hard to find in the college basketball space. The Daily is here to help you with that. Would you be surprised to find out that the Field of 68 is home to more than 35 podcasts? More than 25 team-specific podcasts that are hosted by the people that know what fans want the most. The Goodman and Humble podcast, the DTF podcast, the A10 Insider podcast, and the Mountain West podcast. But wait, there's even more. The Field of 68 will be launching the ACC Insider podcast this year. Subscribe to this channel and come along for the ride. Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens.
Well, welcome back to American Media Day here on the Field of 68. We're live in Birmingham. We are now joined by Tulane. We have Asher Woods, Jeff Goodman's favorite, Rowan Brumbaugh, and head coach.
I'm not going to deny it.
Yeah, head coach Ron Hunter. Rowan, do you know? Like, are you aware of how much he talks about you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ever since high school, he saw me play once.
I did. No, I saw him play once, and I'm like top 100. Top 100. Right?
Yeah, that did happen.
It did, and I've been following Rowan since, and it's really
Have you been
cool.
trying to get rid of him? Is that why you transferred a couple times?
No, he's my best friend. We text all the time.
No, but it honestly is. It shows sometimes the path that people take and how different it can be. Because again, started your career, went to a couple different places, didn't really find your footing.
Yeah.
Right. Didn't play early.
Yeah.
Played a little bit at Georgetown, but didn't win a lot of games. Now you're playing and winning games, and you love it at Tulane.
Yeah.
What's the road been like for you?
I mean, it's been hectic. I mean, I never wanted to transfer from Texas or Georgetown in the first place. Obviously, situations happen, and I was lost in the transfer portal last year, and then I found my home here. So I'm just so blessed that Hunter gave me an opportunity to come here, and I'm really excited about this year.
What's it been like coaching him?
Well, the places that I've gone where I've had great guards, George Hill, R.J. Hunter. This is the next great one. I've only, it's funny, I don't believe in the preseason hype and those things, but I've had three guys that have done that. The other ones were R.J. and George Hill. And so that says a lot about this guy here, and I think he's as good as all those guys.
How's he guarding now? That's what I want to know. How's he guarding?
You know what? When we got
Getting
here,
into him
no, I'm gonna get. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest. When we first got here, he couldn't guard my wife. He's gone now. It's gotten better.
Good.
Now he can't guard Asher's girlfriend, but he has moved up. He's
moving up
He's moving up slowly. He's getting there.
Got to hold him accountable. Hey, as much as I've been good to you, I also you got to play both ends of the court.
He doesn't turn it over. Yep. He makes shots. And so, it's okay if he gets beat every once in a while. I'm still gonna let him play 38 minutes.
All right, so let's bring Asher.
Yes, I feel bad here. Poor Asher's sitting there like, what's going on?
He's super biased, if you can't tell.
Yes, I am.
The decision to come back. I mean, you have an opportunity to play for the coach and play alongside the same backcourt mate. Well, take me through that process and why you're back here at Tulane.
Man, I think it was just a job not finished. I think that's what we came back with, the understanding that we got a lot of hype, but we only won 19 games, man. I think me and him, we understand that it's bigger than that. It's an opportunity to have not just the best backcourt in the American, but one of the best in the country. And I think when we meet up every day, we practice every day, we understand that, like, we come in with that mission in mind. So just coming back knowing that we got a real opportunity to cement a legacy. I think that's what it was about for us, not just going somewhere where, it's crazy, man, like how much what's out there, but just coming back and building your own legacy and doing it in an abnormal way.
And you guys, I mean, you have a relationship already. We've seen the success of playing for a year together, right? That matters too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. I think it's something that you don't see until you actually until it's done. like realizing like, man, like, dang, bro, you got 5 assists off me quick. It's only the first half, and like vice versa, and it's something you don't see until it comes to fruition.
Yeah.
Hey, do you ever tell Rowan your living conditions, your bed when you were a freshman at VMI?
No, have
you ever told him?
Most people don't know, man. That I started at VMI.
Tell them what that bed was like.
They call it a hay, man. It's like a piece of wood. You gotta flip it down. A hay, you gotta unroll. It's a whole ordeal, man, for sure.
This dude's tough. No. To make it at VMI, that ain't no joke.
No, it's not.
Right?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's taught me so much.
Toughened you up, I bet.
Yeah, and then the respect you gain from the guys who go through it and the guys who serve our country and what they go through and the mental fortitude that it gives you and what you can face and how you can take Coach Hunter's coaching. It taught me a lot. Taught me a lot.
Easier now, whatever he says to you, right? He can call you whatever he wants, and it's nothing compared to what you got as a freshman.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
It's so I got so much from it, man.
On a serious note, we were having fun on this. On a serious note, you guys did lose a teammate and a player, a guy that was with you for 3 years, Ron, in Greg Glenn. And I know that's not an easy thing to deal with.
Passed away in a drowning accident back home.
How are you guys going to honor and remember him? And how do you, as a coach, when you're dealing with that in a locker room, like where do you even start?
Well, the first thing we had to do is the closure, and we all went to the funeral together in Miami. That was the first step for us. Not an easy step, but it was our first step. And so probably the best advice that I got, and I think we got as a team, is that we're all going to grieve differently. And it takes longer for certain guys. It's not going to be 7 days. It's not going to be 15 days. It may be a year. But what we want to do is we want to be there for each other. One of the things that you're talking to deal with what we're dealing with, you've got to have great leadership. And so it starts with these two guys here. It has not been easy for any of us, from my assistant coaches to myself. And, you're trying to get all these things going. That's why this will never come off for, this year. This is not so much the rah-rah about this for Greg Glenn, but we wanted to have the rah-rah about what Greg stood for. Happy kid, play hard all the time, and that's what we want to be able to do. And these guys are kind of leading it. And that's why we've got to go culture. Because if you don't have a good culture, you don't survive this at all. I've never been through this, year 39, nothing even close to this. And I was extremely close to Greg, as most people know. And so for all of us, it's been tough.
Brutal. So sad. Give me, each one of you, somebody who has stood out in the offseason, a new name, a new face that maybe people don't know about yet at Tulane?
I'd say Davian Bradford. Yep. He was at Kansas State. You probably followed him. You know everyone.
Yep.
Everyone. No,
I only follow you, Ron.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know everyone. Yeah. You act like it. No, I'd say him because I think, I don't know what happened at ETSU or whatever, but he's a really good player. Like, he could play at most places in the country, I think. Like, he's 7 foot. He's great touch, great hands. So I think he's going to be really big for us.
Go ahead, Asher.
He stole mine for sure. I'd have to say I love how my new addition, Curtis Williams, like he just like a Swiss Army knife. Yep. Just a guy who just does a lot of the little things. And him and JoJo Moore just do like little small intangibles that you just don't teach. Just like the effort plays, the small like getting in the passing lanes or just making one more, making good reads. I think those two guys are people that stand out to me for sure.
Do you guys know that your coach is responsible for maybe the greatest moment in the history of the NCAA tournament? Do you know about this?
Yeah.
Have you seen the video when he fell off the scooter?
Yeah. Classic.
We've seen it.
Many times.
Yeah.
You know what else? You know what you might not know about your coach, though? Huge American Idol fan. Did you know that?
Oh,
huge.
Yeah. Never missed a show.
How about that?
I don't know if I believe that. But
No, I never miss a show. Even if I tape it, I'll tape it and never miss a show.
If you went on American Idol, what would you do?
I would open up with a little R&B, and I'd close it with gospel.
Can you sing?
No. but most of those guys, we got computers.
They can't sing anyway. They can't sing.
That's what I do.
Would you get a yes? Would you get a yes?
Oh, I definitely get a yes.
No buzzer? No buzzer?
No, I get through the whole song. I'm not bad. Now, if they had a shower, and I'm in the shower.
You're really good?
Oh, then I'm good.
Then you're elite.
I'm incredible in the shower.
He's also a big Tom Brady fan, by the way.
How you
Big Tom Brady fan. Yeah, how about that? That's kind of weird, right? That
Yeah.
seems bandwagon-ish.
I know. No,
Doesn't
but
it?
no,
I mean,
but our
yeah.
Patriots are coming back. We got a new Tom Brady.
You got Drake May. You
yeah,
like him?
we got a new
You like
Tom
him?
Brady
Me
now.
too.
So
Me
we
too.
we
You're
may
a
be back.
Patriots fan?
Will you stop it? Are you a
Since
Commanders
when?
fan? Are you a Commanders fan?
Yeah.
Saying they're gonna get beat tonight.
Yeah, they probably
The
will.
Bears are gonna beat them tonight. See?
Probably will.
Curtis Williams and Scotty Middleton is the two other guys I wanted to ask you guys about. High major
He
transfers
talked about
coming
Curtis.
down.
Talk about Middleton. Yeah.
Scotty.
Oh, I love Scotty. He's like a selfless guy who plays super hard, has a super high motor, and obviously I think he's going to be massive for us. Like, we don't have that many wings, so I think he's going to have to like be really, really good for us if we want to be really good, if we want to win the conference, if we want to win 25 plus games, which he has shown in practice. So I hope he can just continue that.
If you guys win the American this year, fill in the blank. What needs to happen? One thing.
One thing that needs to happen?
Yep. Most important thing is what?
Oof. You want to go first on that one?
I think just selflessness, because at the end of the day, like Asher said, we won 19 games last year. Like, we're not like we're picked preseason 3. Like, we may have had good individual seasons, but at the end of the day, like that's not much. It's like we have so much more to prove, and at the end of the day, like, you can be a good individual player if you don't win games. At the end of the day, it means nothing. Means nothing. So, I mean, we just want to go in the mindset of every game to win every game, never play down or to the competition, and just take each day one at a time. But I'd say that it all starts with selflessness.
Yeah, I think I would say for us to win that championship, we have to really be in the moment. And when I say that, I think it's about being in the moment of preparation, like day in and day out, just winning the day. I think that's the most important thing, just doing it consistently, because then that negates the playing down, that negates the losing games you shouldn't lose, and it helps us win games we need to win. So I think just being in the moment, like not taking anything for granted.
You know what my man does well that you should do? He thinks before he talks. You should get in the habit of doing that a little bit more.
Wow.
I wish I could say what I'm thinking right now. I wish I could say what I'm thinking right now. Listen, it's great to catch up with you guys. Great to see you. Rowan, I'm glad you were able to kind of exercise some of those demons and get that off your chest a little bit. When we come back, we're coming up with Rice, head coach Rob Lanier, and Trey Broadnax and Jalen Smith.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68 opening day. Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night, with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens.
Welcome back. American Media Day here on the Field of 68. We're now joined by Rice head coach Rob Lanier. We have Trey Broadnax, and we have Jalen Smith. And, Rob, I want to start you with this, man. You guys go 11-4 through the first half of last season, win 2 games the rest of the year after that. How do you guys this year get back to what you were at the start of last season?
Well, we don't look at it like that about getting back to any point last year. It was just a new year, new team, new journey, and we say it to these guys all the time that every team has a 1-year lifespan, and last year's team's lifespan is over. So, but we could take some lessons from last season. And, we had some moments throughout the course of the year where we were a pretty good defensive team. Generally, I like to pick up full court and play with some pace, but we didn't have the personnel for that. And I feel like we were in a lot of close games last year where we couldn't quite get over the hump. We couldn't get that key shot, that key rebound, that key stop when we needed it. So just about moving forward and learning some lessons from last year and getting better. And we got some new guys that we got to incorporate to what we're trying to do.
Trey obviously had a good year last year. Guy to your left didn't play. But for you, what has Coach challenged you in the offseason to kind of step up your game? Is it defense?
Well, yeah, obviously defense. And then just being a leader.
Yeah.
Leading by example. And I think last year, this time, a lot of what he was challenging me to do was, like, take others with me. And his main criticism of me is I wasn't ready to do that last year for a lot of reasons. And so he challenged me coming in to the summer this year to be able to put myself in position to do that. And I think I've done a better job for sure.
Was it a question of just you trying to find yourself last year? Was that the hardest part?
A little bit of it, yeah, trying to find myself, obviously, with how he likes to coach and his style of play and the standard that he holds his players to. And, yeah, and now obviously coming off a year where I've been with him for a year, I feel a little bit more comfortable to take that and run.
Jalen, you transferred in last season from SMU and decided to redshirt in what would have been your senior season. Kind of take me through that thought process and that decision-making process, because that's not something that you see very often in college basketball.
Yeah, Coach Lanier, to start off, is my guy. So making that decision was pretty easy for me. Obviously, if I could have graduated, I could have graduated. But being at Rice is definitely challenging, but being with them is family, so it's simple for me.
You've been at a lot of different stops over the course of your career. Head coaching stops, assistant stops. Describe to somebody what it's like at Rice, because some people don't understand the academic component at all.
Yeah, it's unique. It's what attracted me to Rice. It's actually being on the campus itself is like being in the Northeast.
Really?
Once you're on the campus, the way the campus feels. But from an academic standpoint, what I was attracted to was the possibility. I'm one of those guys, I like to say that I'm old enough to romanticize about the way our game was.
Yep.
And just young enough to still be excited about the challenges that exist now, right? And I'm on the back end of that.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, Rice provides an opportunity more than any other school at our level to do it in a semblance of an old school way.
Yeah.
To try to have people for more than 1 year. And so you can attract people that are grounded with a high academic profile that are playing the long game, and you get to be, at least try to be good at player development still, and relationships and experiences, and that's the way the game was. And I want to be able to coach freshmen who become sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And I know there's going to be turnover, but I can at least expect, I think, at Rice to have 5, 6, 7 guys a year that stay with the process. And so that's what I love about being at Rice.
Because of the academics as much as anything? Or the combination of the experience and
I think it has to be
offers?
grounded in the academic piece.
Yeah.
And it has to be with young people and families that value that.
Of course.
Because if that's not what draws them to it, then it's going to be easier for them to find whatever they are drawn to somewhere else. So it starts with that. And then we hope that people buy into who we are and the way we go about things. And if you put all of that together in the city of Houston and everything, I think there's a mix there that's going to fit a certain young person.
Yep. How do you – it's an interesting thing you mentioned, the 1 year team idea, because where does the player development come in, right? Like, are you just trying to bring in guys that are already finished products, or like, this is what this guy can do, this is what Jalen can do, so I'm going to get him to do this job for a year, and then when he's gone, I'm going to find another guy that can be able to do that job.
No, I don't look at it that. When I say a one-season lifespan, I'm talking about that group. You could have the same players from one year to the next, but you don't have the same team. So when I'm saying a one-year lifespan, I'm just talking about that team. The player development thing is, I expect to get guys back because I'm at Rice, right? Don't mean I won't lose some guys because that's the age that we're in. But I think by and large, as we continue to build our program, I think retention will become our strength if we build the program at Rice in a way that's conducive to Rice. You know, and I think we're not going to compete with Memphis and UAB and everyone else you interview by trying to beat them at their own game. So we need to have retention at Rice. So player development is tied to that. But the one-year thing is not about turnover. It's about
new team
every year. Yep. Personnel can be the same. Team is never.
Guys, Coach brought in a couple really good transfers. Nick Anderson, Dallas Hobbs are two of them. Coming from St. Thomas and Mount St. Mary's. What have, you can grab either one of them, what have they brought to this team? What will they bring to this team this year?
I mean, I think aside from a production standpoint, obviously those guys are really talented. I think it's just a competitive piece. I think in practice now, as opposed to last year, it's just a lot more talent on the floor. Yep. And so, like, you got to bring it every day. You got to compete every day, and like you want to go against good guys, and we definitely got that now in the backcourt for sure. So, yeah, that competitive piece is really big.
Jalen, what have you been working on the most over the summer? I think I know the answer to this, but go ahead.
Honestly, probably leadership for sure. Quiet guy. I don't really say too much.
I can't tell at all.
But yeah, it's a leadership piece.
What about shooting?
Shooting for
Shooting
sure.
a little bit too on the court?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I heard that's an area you've worked on and have gotten a lot better at. More confidence?
Yes.
Is that the biggest thing?
Yeah.
Right, Rob?
Jalen's always been a good shooter. He's always shot in the high 30s. You know, I think the biggest thing that I think he's worked on, because he's always been a hard worker from the day I came in contact with him. He's approached it the right way. But Jalen is a guy who's more of a complete player than he is a scorer. And I need him to be a little more selfish at certain times. Yeah. And so when he says working on shooting, it's more about the disposition piece of taking more shots. Yeah. Because, you know, he's one of those players that can impact the game in so many ways. And he was comfortable at our previous stop of being the fourth option. You know, he was comfortable in that, and he don't get that luxury.
But you can't have him not here.
Right. That's right.
So you're pushing him.
That's right.
Tough life when your coach is telling you to shoot more, right?
No.
Last thing I had was Nick Anderson. You mentioned him. Is he healthy? Is he back?
Yeah, he's fine, and you know, like Trey said, he's really talented, gifted scorer, and just, you know, we're trying to get the game to slow down for him, and the same thing with Dallas, just their grasp of what we're doing, so that they can do what they're capable of, and one day at a time. But they're getting there. They will impact us for sure.
Well, listen, guys, it's great to see you. It's great to have you on the show with us. When we come back, UAB next, and head coach Andy Kennedy. So that's Rob Lanier, Trey Broad next, and Jalen Smith from Rice University.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68, opening day.
Athlete AI is the story of the athlete. And every athlete deserves to have his story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight. This is your moment, your rule. Download, capture, create, and share. Athlete AI. Your name is True.
Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night, with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens.
Well, welcome back to the Field of 68's coverage of American Media Day here in Birmingham. And we have the local boys.
Hometown.
UAB, hometown. AK, it was a long trip for you over here to get to
It was a long trip. When I found out you guys were coming, I wanted to make sure that JG checked his passport with me, passport control, make sure there weren't any warrants.
I can't understand half the people down here.
Well, they don't understand you. I promise you that.
No doubt about that. It's great to be here, man. Great to see you.
Man, good to have you guys here.
It
American
is
Conference.
awesome to be here.
We're a couple of weeks away from tipping this thing off. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like it because the off season can be a little frustrating.
Sure.
Thanks. And I don't know where you stand on this. Probably where I do because we're both old. But it's hard because I can't even remember where you've been. I mean, it's hard for me to remember where you've been. Same thing with you. Like, everybody's jumping around, rosters. You kind of get used to it now. How hard is it for you not only to build a roster, but to try to get all these new guys on the same page this quickly?
Well, this is my 19th year, to your old comment. Don't let these youthful looks fool you. This is my 19th year as a head coach, 30 years in the space. You and I go back 100 years. And it's been the most tumultuous offseason of my career, simply because of all the uncertainty. There's not enough time. You have to build a roster. We picked up our last piece in August. So we weren't even whole till August. We probably didn't finish our non-conference scheduling till like July. And then you get these guys. Thankfully, we have access to them in the summer, but you get the guys in the summer and you start figuring out who can do what. You try to schematically put the pieces together. And now we're starting to form an identity, but we still don't know until you get in those games.
Sure.
Till the live bullets start flying, who's going to respond and what will be the culture of your team. But I like my guys. Good group, working hard, good competitive spirit. Now we need to play somebody else, quite frankly, to find out if we're any good.
Ahmad, 5 schools in 5 years.
That's crazy.
You're used to this adjustment at this point, right?
Yeah, I'm used to it at this point, you know.
Is it easy now?
I would never say it's easy. I mean, you know, meeting new people, different system, new languages, you know, it's kind of hard getting used to, you know, getting on the same page on that type of thing. But at the end of the day, it's still basketball.
I refer to it as like I feel like I'm at the Tower of Babel, going back to biblical times, where everybody speaks a different language. And we're trying to get everybody now to speak because, like you said, everybody's got different terminologies as to how they describe things. So it
I
takes a
saw
while.
him 2 years ago at a game at UNH, first game of the year. I went. It was like a matinee game, and I remember seeing you at UNH.
I was there.
Yeah, I remember. A little different than Birmingham.
It is
right?
a little different for sure.
What's been the toughest part of the adjustment so far? Has there been anything that stood out that's been, or not really?
No, I don't think anything has been super tough, really. I think, you know, our coaches do a good job in helping us adjust. You know, we're cool with all my teammates, so living down here
is pretty easy as well too.
Well, the biggest thing has been, Ahmad had labrum surgery in March, so he had to sit out 5 months. Look at him, and he recovered nicely, strong. He hasn't missed a beat, but he couldn't do any contact.
Till when? When were you cleared?
Until we got back at the end of August.
Yep.
So you're good now? Are you like 100, or are you still getting back?
I'm good now. I'm ready to play.
Which shoulder was it?
My left shoulder.
Oh, so it wasn't a shooting shoulder.
Not at all.
You'll be able to get him up.
Yeah, I get him up.
You know.
Some days in practice you wouldn't know. I was like, did they accidentally do the right one?
You know how much he likes little guards, right?
Yeah, I know.
Little guards have a lot of success on him.
Yes, sir.
Do you know who Stephen Moody is?
I do
You need to
know
go-
who he is.
Yeah?
Yep.
I brought him up.
See some tapes?
He lets me know for sure.
Yeah, Kyron, you've been around a little bit, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
And I think now is an opportunity for you to be able to live up to a little bit of the expectation that you kind of had, right?
Yeah.
What is it about AK? What is it about this program that's going to allow you to be able to do that?
They allowed me to have a bigger role on a team, not just like vocally, but like leading with example. And then just like my everyday consistency and work ethic kind of puts me in a position to, be better every day. He says 10% every day. So I take that personally as well as also as a team thing aspect. And yeah, he's giving me bigger responsibility, and I think just letting me show what I can do with that responsibility.
He's got a great basketball IQ, big body, plays with force, and he's really smart. As I've been around him, he can see the game, and we'll be able to utilize him in a number of different ways. Talent is there, opportunity is here. Now we got to seize it.
Yeah, the role that we saw someone kind of in a similar mold play last year was Yaxel, right? Numbers he put up and the success he had.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to mimic that with him? Is that kind of the goal?
They're different skill sets, but I've always been kind of a guard dominant, ball heavy, high usage rate. But with this group, I think we can play through not only Kyron, but we've got Daniel Rivera. He's the one that we picked up from UMass. I'm his, I guess, fifth coach in 5 years as well. He didn't get to us until August, but they both have a skill set where they can dribble, pass, and shoot, and so you can run multiple things through your front court.
So I asked your buddy Frank Martin last night. I texted him. I said, "Give me a good AK story, one that we can actually tell." Right? A lot of
Statute of limitations.
Exactly. There's a lot of them we can't tell. But he gave me something really that I think you guys would want to hear. And I don't know if you know, he was the interim coach at Cincinnati, for a year. And at the end of it, the administration brought him in and they said, "Hey, listen, in order for you to have a real chance to get this job, you have to distance yourself from Bob Huggins, who was at that point,
a mentor, best friend. That's who I was working
all
for.
of it, and at
So that was a
point,
non-negotiable.
The university wasn't on good terms with Huggins. They had fired him years before, and the next day in the newspaper, there's a quote from him, front page. It basically says, "Huggins, my best friend," referring to him. So it's kind of the type of guy, the loyalty that he has, and everybody kind of knows that in the business. I know you guys have been on so many coaches. You're learning him at this point, but this is a dude that's as loyal as it gets.
And he's real.
He's real. No. He's going to tell you if you're not doing something.
Thanks. He's real.
Some of your previous coaches might have kind of sugar-coated what you weren't doing well.
We got to get right to it, and they don't have much time.
Right.
I mean, think about it. 6
Absolutely.
months.
I know.
These are both seniors.
But you didn't sugarcoat it whether you had 6 months
No, but
or 4 years.
They came here with an expectation that they want to have a chance to compete for a championship, that trophy that's sitting over there. They want to have an opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament. That's why they're here.
Yep.
And we're both on the same mission.
Last thing I got, Chance and is it Kyron?
Kyron.
No, McPherson.
Kyron.
Both
I'm
of
sorry.
them had injuries at the end of last season. How healthy are they, and where are they kind of in their recovery?
Chance has been hurt his whole career. I think he's been, he started out at Auburn. He was at Syracuse then for 2 years. So this is his 4th year. He's actually just a sophomore, and he's only played 14 games in college. Unquestionably talented. he reminds me, and I brought this up, and I had to go back and show him some old YouTube clips because he didn't even know who I was talking about. But he's got a little Steve Smith to his game. Yeah. Remember Smitty, the great player at Michigan State? Because he's a big guard who can really, really facilitate and pass the ball. He's healthy for the first time in his career, and he's making strides towards being the player that we need him to be. And then Q's been healthy. He's had, he's torn both ACLs, something that I can relate to, unfortunately. Yeah. He's been bumped and bruised, and he's got a lot of tread on his tires, so I have to be cognizant of that and make sure we can get to those games.
Where are we going? We got to watch the Monday Night Football game tonight. Where's the spot? We're thinking Top Golf. Our producer's a big-time golfer, Dagan.
Yeah, that's where the big-time golfers go, Top Golf. Yeah, that's where they do. Rory McIlroy.
McIlroy? You don't even know his name?
I'm not a big golfer.
You
couldn't tell.
No, Birmingham Bay offers a lot of options. Depends on what you're looking for.
All right. There you have it. Really, really intuitive stuff there.
Hey, I can show you Birmingham. I'm not sure we can live stream it.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Absolutely not.
Go ahead, take us home, Goodman.
All right.
Austin now.
Andy Kennedy, UAB. Great to have you guys here. Good luck this season. And coming up next is none other than Tulsa, the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. Next here on American Media Day.
Athlete AI is the story of an athlete. And every athlete deserves to have the story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight, this is your moment, your room. Download, capture, create, share. Athlete AI. Your name is trending.
There is no sport in America that is more difficult to follow than college basketball. It can be overwhelming. That's where the Field of 68 Daily comes into play. The Daily is your go-to source for injury updates, recruiting news, and transfer portal additions that actually matter. For just $50 a year, get access to the same information that your favorite team's coaching staff is subscribed for. Quality content can be hard to find in the college basketball space. The Daily is here to help you with that. Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens. And we're back here, American Media Day in Birmingham on the Field of 68. We have Tulsa joining us, Eric Conkle, Miles Barnstable, and David Green. You're back, man. You couldn't get enough of us from A10 last year, huh?
Couldn't get enough. Yeah. Glad to be back.
So you are now, correct me if I'm wrong, this is year 6 for you, right?
Yes.
Hofstra.
You're 32 years old now? 32?
Flip those numbers around.
I'm 23.
2 years out of Rhode Island here.
Yeah.
But the connection, right, is you played at Louisiana Tech in, I believe, the 21-22 season.
Yes, sir.
With Coach Conkle before he left. And then when he was gone, you lasted another, semester, and then you were gone? You had to get out of there? You just missed him that much?
Yeah, I had to get back to him, man. It was a different process with me applying for another year. And, these guys, brought it to my attention. I really wasn't, focused on getting another year. I was trying to go pro. So when they brought it to my attention and, they really made the effort to, give me another year, I seemed like they really cared and they wanted to, give me another chance and another shot at it. So I took it,
I mean, I think what they saw was a guy that averaged 14 and 7 last year. And you're like, oh, yeah, come on, bring him on down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's absolutely part of it. And it's one of those situations, you think about college, how it's evolved. When David came in, he had spent the 1 year with Coach Mahalik at Hofstra, and then, Coach had the health issue and finished up there and retired, and then we were able to bring David with us. 100% would have tried to bring him to Tulsa, but then he would have had to sit out back then.
Oh, right.
And so it was just much different.
Yeah.
And so you never know how life works, but when the opportunity presented itself and we thought there was a potential to get an extra year for David, not knowing what that future would hold, it was something that we wanted to go forward, and thankfully it's worked out.
What would you? I mean, you've experienced about every kind of transfer that you could, right? One where you had to sit out, one that was a mid-year, and now one where you're able to be eligible immediately. What is your advice to other players that are considering putting their names in the portal, considering looking to transfer?
My advice is to just go with who cares for you. Like, there's guys that go places, because of the name, and what they could get from it, money, of course, which is, I understand it. But, like, you got to go with guys that really want to develop you as a person, not only a player, and they care for you. And they, they have a connection with your family and, stuff like that, because it'll make you run through a wall for them, So that's my advice.
All right, let's get to the new guy here, Miles. First couple years at Whitewater, then goes to St. Thomas last year, which is a really good program, and had a hell of a year in the Summit last year. How'd you end up at Tulsa?
Well, I entered the portal to, just kind of see what was out there for me, see if I can get another good situation, and then Coach Conkle reached out to me, and they really showed that they had an interest in me, and that was an important thing for me. I didn't want to go transfer somewhere that I would, sit or just not be valued as much. And I thought it was a really great program. They talked about a really good culture there, and they really welcomed me.
Big time shooter.
Big time shooter. I joke that so Miles played at Wisconsin Whitewater in the same league that I played in.
Oh, really?
Wisconsin Eau Claire, and I joke that he's the type of player I wish I could have been. He's athletic. He can shoot.
You were unathletic and couldn't shoot?
Well, I could shoot a little bit, but not move and shoot, right? He can move and shoot. I'm good at horse and winning teddy bears at carnivals, but
they rig those games.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
They rig those games.
But Miles, really, really good player at Wisconsin Whitewater, which I've got a affinity for, and then what he did at St. Thomas just shows not just how good he is, but how good that league is at Whitewater. And then we were looking for somebody always that is really hungry, that wants to keep growing, improving. He was a late bloomer in high school, and very competitive. And so we're really excited about both of these guys.
Yeah, people don't realize how good the WIAC is. I think when I was in college, it was Stevens Point won it back-to-back.
So I grew up right by Wisconsin Stevens Point, and my first memories of college basketball was Dick Bennett coaching at UWSP. Yeah. Terry Porter was in the backcourt with Brad Soderberg, and that was the team that I grew up watching. And then my high school coach went to Wisconsin Eau Claire, and I first actually played for Bo Ryan for 2 years at Platteville. Greg Gard was on the staff with Rob Jeter and Saul Phillips, and it was it was a amazing experience for me in a small college.
Well, why is it, and this is completely off topic, but I'm going to go there. Why is it that the Wisconsin D3s are as good as they are? Is it just because it's Wisconsin-Madison and then a bunch of D3 programs, so you get a bunch of players that are probably above that level that end up staying in state? Is that just as simple as that?
So I think what I've learned, having now lived in different parts of the country, because you went to Vassar, right? Mm-hmm. Division III, and the major difference is this. I know Whitewater is similar to Eau Claire. In fact, we had 10,000 students. It's a public school. In-state tuition is very inexpensive. Back at that time, everybody redshirted even, and you just got these older guys. But you only have one Division II in the state. And when I was in college, the COTA schools were still Division II, and you're doing partial scholarships. So I had teammates who chose to stay in the WSUC at the time, WIAC now, because it was actually cheaper than getting a partial scholarship out of state to some of those D2 programs.
So, guys, David, I'll hit you first because you've been around forever. What is it about? He's smiling. See, he didn't get the joke. He didn't get it. My man over here, Miles, got it. He's got the smirk. Give me kind of an objective observer's opinion of this group, because you've seen a lot of different teams. What's going to be the biggest strength of this year's team?
I think it would be our grit, our hungerness for wanting to prove that we can compete at a high level, and that no matter what you see on the front of our jerseys, like, we're gonna come to play. Like, we're not backing down, we're not scared. So I think that's that we share a common goal in that, just wanting to get our name out there and be taken serious.
Have you, like, over the years, have you become a leader?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, was this something you didn't have, even when you recruited him?
For sure.
Did you see him becoming like this? Because you can just hear it. I can. Sometimes right? You talk to a kid, you're like, okay, you've got it. Now, I don't know if you had that a year or two ago.
For sure. Nah, it's something that I definitely had to grow into. Like, I was, especially when I was with him at first, I was more quiet, just trying to focus on what I had to do as to get on the court and play and produce. But now I'm more focused on, like, how my teammates look at me and if I can be, like, someone that they come to when they don't feel as good or maybe something's not right off the court or anything like that. Like, so I look at that and I take that in account when I'm,
You've been through a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Like, now you can go when they need a car rented, you can go be the one that rents the car for them.
No, that's 25, isn't it? 25.
Yeah,
You're close.
I wanted to.
You're getting close. Now they can just buy a car with it.
Yeah, right.
They don't have to rent a car.
The last guy I wanted to ask you guys about, and you guys can answer, is Terrence Ford, right? It feels like bringing him in to play the point for you guys, but that was done with intention, and he's a guy, Miles, Arkansas State, he was really good. What have you seen out of him so far in the spring and the summer?
I've seen a lot. He's a really, really poised guy when he's on the court. He's really plays at his pace. He really understands the game well as a point guard, and he does a good job of letting guys know where they need to be and understanding what we want to do offensively. And he's kind of the guy you can look to and know he knows what he's doing.
How much of those nice things are you saying because he's going to be the one passing the ball?
I mean, I'm saying it because he's a great teammate.
Yeah, sure you are. Yeah.
Ultra competitive, too. He's competitive.
Last one I have for you. What's the key? What's the key this year? If you guys are going to take that jump and get back to where you want to get to, what's the key?
Well, you look at Tulsa basketball. I experienced it in my first year of coaching as a GA under Buzz Peterson, and you look at all the great teams. It's been with what DG said, grit, and that's something we've talked about. We're trying to be very intentional about. We were intentional in recruiting guys with physical toughness, stature, but we've got to be able to defend at a high level, and we've got to be able to turn that defense into good offense. You look at college basketball, the scoring is so up in the last 4 years. We've also got a team that we think can shoot it, and so you got to be healthy. You got to have a little bit of luck on your side. That hasn't really taken place for us in the last year and a half. But we are really excited about this team. We feel like this is a Tulsa-type team. They're a gritty group. They're an ultra-competitive group. There's an edge to them, but yet they love the game of basketball, and you can see it happening where they're playing for one another. Now we just got to do it against other people, and we're excited about that coming up.
Yeah, that's the best part about the season, right? You can play someone other than the other reversible jersey for Tulsa. Yeah.
Yes.
Who is the out of all the guys on the roster? I want both of you guys to answer this. Who is the one guy that is just a pain in the ass when he's on the other team when you're practicing?
We got a couple of them. Number one, I'll probably say Ian Schmeichel.
Yeah.
He's a hard screen setter. He's gonna hit you every single time. He's gonna bang. So I would say he takes the cake from me.
I'd say another guy's probably Ramad Dean. He's one of those guys if a shot goes up, you have to find him. You really have to know where he's at because he's going every time. He's going to get it if you don't find him.
Yeah, and it's like, come on, man. We're supposed to be the easy practice. It's Friday afternoon.
Ain't no easy practices, for sure.
Listen, it's great to see you guys. Best of luck this season. That is the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Coming up next, we have the North Texas Mean Green. We're going to find out what a mean green is, guys. That's coming up next.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68, opening day. Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night, with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens. There is no sport in America that is more difficult to follow than college basketball. It can be overwhelming. That's where the Field of 68 Daily comes into play. The Daily is your go-to source for injury updates, recruiting news, and transfer portal additions that actually matter. For just $50 a year, get access to the same information that your favorite team's coaching staff is subscribed for. Quality content can be hard to find in the college basketball space. The Daily is here to help you with that.
Athlete AI is the story of the athlete. And every athlete deserves to have the story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight, this is your moment, your rule. Download, capture, create, share. Athlete AI. Your name is Trent.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68, opening day.
Welcome back to American Media Day. We had a little bit of a elongated break there, unexpected.
As I said, my bladder isn't what it used to be.
We're now joined
Wait
by
till you
North
get to be
Texas.
my age.
Yeah. That's got like 25 years.
Oh,
until I
you
get
shut
there.
up.
We got Will McClendon, we got Dylan Arnett, and we got Danielle Robinson. And D-Rob, I was told, call him Coach D-Rob. You've been in the role for what, 6 months now? Does it feel like you've been able to make that your own yet?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, right when you get in, it's a whirlwind. You're just trying to catch your breath with pulling the roster together, getting the staff, and getting to know campus and all the administrators. But it seems like, you know, once we've got our staff in place and we got our roster and we've developed a routine over the summer and now in the fall it started, I feel like we're adapting and getting ready.
All right, so give me kind of your guys' take on this team. You guys have both been around a little bit, right? Give me what the biggest strength of this year's team is going to be.
I definitely think our connectivity and our defense, I think, will be one of our biggest strengths. I think this is one of the closest teams I've been a part of, but I'm really looking forward to, you know, playing with these guys. Just a really close group. I think we have a lot of pieces that we can use. Just really looking forward to it.
Yeah, kind of to piggyback off of what Dylan said, we got a lot of depth in our roster, and we also got like top-heavy experienced guys. Like me and Dylan were both seniors, along with Demarion Watson from Iowa State. So we got a lot of experience in that high major level and stuff like that.
Who's older out of the two of you?
I'm young. He's old.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
You're only 21?
Yeah.
You look like 26.
I came. I appreciate that.
I'm just kidding.
I appreciate that. But no, I came in at 17. So I was
Really?
Yeah.
What do you will? How old are you?
23.
All right.
He's
got you. Wow.
Yeah, he's got me.
That's
He's old.
my point.
Do
It's
you
not
know-
even close.
Do you know he also has a record?
Well-
You're the only player in Division I basketball in the last 25 years to go play for 10 miles and get better.
Oh, wow, man, that's tough.
We had out last year in Vegas.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah, I do remember. Yeah, but no, yeah, our depth, we got good depth.
No, you got
Like how he just dodged 10 miles. Right on
He's a
that.
professional. He's a professional.
In all seriousness, Dylan, so you played for D-Rob last year. And
Yeah.
You guys brought, I believe it's 4 players with you from Cleveland State, plus you got DeMarion, who, correct me if I'm wrong, you helped recruit to Iowa State, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a new team, technically speaking,
Yeah.
in a new location, a new program, but a lot of the same people are involved there. How much of a benefit has that been
Oh, man.
trying to build this culture?
Man, it's been really awesome. I think that's the main reason I'm here. I think is just the staff and the group of guys that we've been together. I mean, I've been with this coach for 3 years. I feel like I've grown up, and just the level of comfortability and the confidence that they give me is one of the main reasons why I decided to come here. And I'm really excited for everyone to be together and for us to keep building the culture that we have.
Dylan, how would you describe D-Rob in terms of his coaching style and just his personality? Both.
Oh man, he's honestly one of the greatest guys I've ever been around. I think just learning from him growing up has been amazing. Just to come in and work every single day. I think I've grown as a person, as a man under his leadership, and just following him every day has been a blessing, really.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And for you on the coaching side, when you have these guys that you already know, I mean, it's got to be a little bit easier. They know the terminology, right? They know some of the stuff that you want to run. They can help you with some of that. I know you got them during the summer, but you don't have them for every practice or every workout during the summer. They can help set some of your standards.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big help because of the locker room, right? They know what we want. They know the nuances. They can help the guys with all the little things that are expectations, and we've seen that. Dylan is a great example of a leader for our group. Man, he sets the tone for us every single day with his energy, his talk, and then a couple of other guys that we brought with us from Cleveland State. Jay-Sean Stevenson is part of our leadership council, and then Reese and Cole Franklin, they're going to be leaders, and so they're able to carry our culture into the locker room and onto the practice court.
What does Reese call you?
Well, he calls me Dad. He
Dad
calls me
all
Dad.
the time?
Pretty
On
much
court, off the court?
On the court.
That's
off
actually
court,
rare.
Yeah.
Most
I
guys
think
don't.
I've never heard him call him coach. I don't think ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most guys call I'm trying to like Doug McDermott called his dad Mac.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what is
now
DeVries's kid Tucker says he just calls his dad Yo.
Yeah. Reese would. He calls me Dad.
He does.
But I don't know what he calls me in the locker room or behind the scenes. But I told him when our very first practice is funny at Cleveland State. He was like, "Hey, Dad, come here." He's like, "Man, what should I call you?" And I was
even
like,
think about it
Yeah,
till then.
I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, just
Whatever
call
you
me
want.
whatever you want."
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
So, I mean, how cool is it to coach your kid, especially with the year he had last year as a freshman, and to be able to bring him, when you get a better opportunity like this, to be able to bring him with you?
Yeah, well, it was amazing. Every single day, I'm excited to see him along the baseline. But it also has made me a better coach because you go in and you go to these recruits and you talk to the parents and you say you're going to treat them like your own. And now you have your son there on the baseline, and so you have to, choose your words wisely. And how are you going to treat these guys? Are you really treating these guys the right way? And Reese has done a really good job with, being a great teammate, and he's one of our hardest workers. So I think, that gives us good chemistry, and there's not that father-son dynamic as much.
Does he listen to you? I coach my 10-year-old son in basketball and baseball, and I could tell him that the sky is blue, and he would tell me that I was wrong.
Well, that'd be a good question for them. Do you guys think Reese listens to me?
That's a no. That's a no.
You want to take this one?
Absolutely, I think he does. For sure.
I feel like that's not the right answer.
He's been media
I feel like
trained, so
exactly.
we gotta break him a
I
little
mean,
bit.
come on. You played for Miles last year. You can say anything. Miles said anything. I mean, you witnessed that firsthand.
No, yeah, I think he does listen to it for sure. And he,
Dylan, what's the real answer?
No, he does. I just think, honestly, Reese is one of my best friends. I think, like, I've been with him forever.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen him grow up, and just, you know, the way that I've seen him, you know, open up and grow as a person, I think, it's been amazing.
What about
But
the
he does.
jump on the court this year?
Oh, it's
like,
been-
what do you think we're going to see from him this year that we didn't see last
Man,
year?
a monster, an
Really?
animal. He's one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. I think, you know, coach, he's been trained well. He goes on, we roll the balls out, and he goes and dabs on the floor. So, like, you know, he's one of the
tough.
He's a tough kid, really, and I love playing with him.
Which is kind of cool to see out of a coach's son, because sometimes it's not that way. I mean, you know, sometimes like coaches' sons, you always, you know, think, well, they had it a little bit easier than you had it.
Right,
Right?
absolutely.
Coming
yeah.
up.
And, well, I mean, for him, you know, he's developed later. So, you know, he kind of has always had to work a little bit harder and all that. And again, like, we've kind of instilled that in at an early age about, you know, being an overachiever and all those things. So,
That's
yeah.
cool.
And so the program that you're taking over here in North Texas, the last 8 or 9 years under Ross, under Grant, kind of developed this style and this reputation. They're going to play slow. They're going to play really execute what they want to do offensively, kind of built around their defense. How much are you going to kind of lean into that, or is this brand new? Coach D-Rob is here. This is going to look a little different. We're going to do our thing.
Yeah, well, I think the foundation will be similar. You know, the defensive mindset, the toughness, the stingy defense, and stubborn offense. Not as much deliberate, probably, as what you've seen from an offensive standpoint. But you know, there'll be our own style. I mean, I think the foundation will be the same, but the way we get to it will be a little bit different. You know, I think we may pressure a little bit more than them, press a little bit more than what they've had in the past, getting passing lanes. But I think the mentality and the style will be very similar.
All right, guys, it's great to see you.
Good catching up with
Good
you guys.
catching up.
That's
Best
great.
of luck this season.
Thank
and
you.
See if you can get him at some point, Dylan. We got
Yeah.
we got to get Will loosened up just a little bit. At some point.
Usually that's like my role,
Will's
though.
got it.
just
Yeah.
to, like,
We
you
know
get
Will's
it
got
going.
it in.
Yeah, that's right.
Got it.
Oh,
That's
so,
right.
so it's the other way. So Will's the one that's trying to to put Dylan back
Yeah,
in
like
the
he's
box.
trying to make sure that I calm down a little bit. You know, I'm more careful with what I say.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Great to
thanks,
see
guys.
you
We
guys.
appreciate
Great
you.
to see
Thank
Coming
you,
up
Tony.
next, we have FAU, Florida Atlantic will be here. John Jacobs, Nicola Moretti, and Kanan Carlisle.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68, opening day.
Welcome back to American Media Day here on the Field of 68. We're joined by John Jacobs. We have Kanan Carlisle, and then we have Nicola Moretti. Did I get that right? How was that? Yeah, not bad, not bad. Talking, you can make fun of me.
Not bad.
Like, Coach, you have a team here where last year you kind of built through the front court, right? You had a bunch of big guys, you had a bunch of size. And this year I think we kind of look at, you got Kanan coming in, you got Isaiah coming in, Nicolo is still here. Feels like you built a little bit more in the backcourt and kind of towards your guards this season.
Yeah, we tried to fix some backcourt depth for sure. Keeping Nico was a great gift for us. Anytime you get a point guard 2 years in a row in this culture is a pretty special deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kanan was top 12 in the country and USA gold medalist, and I think all the talent in the world. And Isaiah at one point prior to his knee injury was number 6 in the country. And you look at our league, like Rowan Brumbaugh's the preseason player of the year. A lot of times it's the guys that start someplace else and come here and then fix it quick. And we feel like the backcourt's going to do that with Kanan and Isaiah for sure.
You guys know, have you ever seen him play pickleball yet? No, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. He needs some work.
Nico's actually excellent. Nico's one of those guys
Are
who's
you
good at
good?
a little bit of everything.
Really?
Yeah.
So can you beat him?
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Easy?
Yeah. Nico and Baba were great. Baba left us because he's scared.
Is he ready for me?
Nico's fine.
Nico ready for me in pickleball?
No, actually, I think he can.
You think you get me?
Honestly.
Damn. All right. We'll have to see. When,
If you cannot beat him in pickleball, we're gonna it's a real problem.
Okay.
We're gonna.
We'll see.
All right. Singles.
Singles,
I'll
doubles,
take in singles,
triples.
even. And I'm old.
You don't want to do that. The
I'm
lateral
old,
movement,
and I'll
you're
still
going to lose
take in
immediately.
singles. As long as I can get Isaiah again and, hammer at Isaiah. Nico, this team is very different than the one that we saw last season. We saw you guys a lot last season in Charleston. What do you think is the biggest difference in this year's group?
I feel like we have a lot more depth. I feel like last year we have it too, but due to injuries and stuff like that, we kind of like lack of it. And we were stuck with 7-8 guys at the time. I feel like this year we have a dynamic team. We have a team that can be athletic, that can be small at times. And, we're going to play fast. We're going to shot a lot of threes and get to the rack.
How much will your role change this year? I mean, last year you were coming off the bench and splitting time at times, but this year I assume it's going to be more the ball in his hands?
I mean, he played 22 minutes. I know that's not enough for everybody, but
well, I'm just saying. I'm trying to get him some more minutes here.
No. You don't need
working
to help.
for
You
him.
don't need to help him. I will tell you this: his summer's been fantastic.
Really.
And I don't see him playing less than 22 minutes this year.
I'm fighting for 30
fine.
for you. All right.
He'll be just fine. He's taken a step forward, and he's been
Where
great.
where has the improvement been?
Well, one, he actually found the weight room. And then two, his brother, fantastic player at Texas Tech. When we talked about whether he was going to go in the portal or not, I said his understanding of offensive concepts, I couldn't ask for a better fit for me. Defensively, we're going to have to take a step forward.
Yep.
And I think Kanan would agree with it because they guard each other in practice. Nico's taken a huge step forward defensively.
Good.
Kanan, you had a great freshman season at Stanford, and it didn't really click last year at Indiana.
No, we've decided we already made a pact that we're just going to wipe that Indiana season clean.
Pretend
right?
it never happened.
Right?
Nah, I mean, it was much needed. Yeah. Learned a lot being there on the Woodson. What happened. It's a new year, new team, new coach. So, just moving forward.
But what are we going to see from you this year? I mean, we saw what you could do in flashes at Stanford, and now you have an opportunity where I'm assuming you're going to be in a little more of a featured role here this season.
The most important thing was that it won't be flashes. It will be consistency. Each and every game, coming out and proving to everybody that I feel like I'm the best player in the league, in the country. So just coming out each and every game, each and every day, proving that to myself and everybody else.
Did you have to get your confidence back at all after last year? Was it a difficult time for you because it came quickly to you your freshman year, and then last year obviously didn't go the way you wanted it? Did you have to kind of get that back or not really?
For sure. To be honest with you, yeah, for sure. Coming off your freshman season is a pretty good season, and then going to Indiana where you have high hopes, high dreams, and all that, and it didn't turn out the exact way you wanted to. Of course, it take a little hit to your confidence, but overall, I came here, got recruited by Coach Jacobs. He let me know that each and every day that he believed in me, and that most importantly that he was going to let me be the player that I wanted to be. So, that was very important to me.
Well, how much of that was? I think you could phrase it almost like as a wake-up call, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you go and you have this great year. You have a really good freshman season at Stanford, right? And then you try to make a step up, and it's like, okay, this didn't work. Is there like a recentering that you go through with that? Because, I mean, look, your whole career, when you're a player of your caliber, it's like it's all just successes stacked upon successes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, I got a tattoo on my arm that say, God gives us battle to the strongest soldiers. So I feel like it just wasn't, God had to take me through some things. I had to learn some lessons before I'm able to take off. And so that's how I take the Indiana situation, is that I had to go there, I had to learn, I had to go through some hard things. I had to get through some hard things to ultimately become the man I am today and be here with Coach Jacobs and Nico.
Yeah, when you hear this, the attitude and the mindset that he has for where he is right now, what does that say to you?
I would say preseason, everybody's guessing. Okay, there's 28% retention in our league. So whatever people think is going to happen, they don't know. And
very true.
We recruited him at Baylor, and we lost to Stanford. So I've known him since he was 16. So when it comes to recentering, for me to get to do that with him is one of the greatest honors of my coaching career. I love him. And when he didn't pick us at Baylor, I was heartbroken. And so to be together means the world to me. And, I mean, he had 30 against Arizona as a freshman. Like, if you think there's anybody else in the league that can tell you right now that they had 30 against Arizona, I'd like you to point them out. And so we don't know what's going to happen, but I promise you our daily habits are getting to the point where he has a chance to really be special. And coaching is, we're losing some heart of it with this portal thing. Everybody's complaining. At the center of it, you're still taking care of kids. And the fact that I get to take care of him, I hope for more than 1 year, but at least 1 year, I'm going to take every day and love it.
Well, we know it was your birthday the other day. We didn't want to get you a big cake because we're afraid.
I thought this was just you carrying sweets around.
No, this is for you. This is for you.
Thank you.
For a belated birthday present.
That's nice of you.
I just wanted to butter you up for the pictures that we're going to start showing here. So we got a few pictures. You guys can take a look too. We're showing them on our screen as well. That's a young John Jacobs there.
Not that young.
Well, you had a little hair.
A little.
There's a young John Jacobs.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. What do you got? Skateboard?
That was
So
a
it is?
skateboard.
Were you good on the skateboard?
I was average. My brother Peter was significantly more dangerous
Okay.
than me.
What else we got?
A little music. My dad
Yeah.
made me play an instrument.
What is that?
Very embarrassing moment in my life.
What instrument we got?
That was a clarinet.
Clarinet.
I quit it after 1 year.
And then
haven't spoke to my father
how's the
since.
form look, boys? How's the
Oh,
form?
the jump shot's
How's
fine.
the form?
Oh,
what do we
that
think?
we're not worried
Picture
about.
perfect. He's handing
Right?
the cookie jar.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good, isn't it?
The one thing I can still do is beat these guys at shooting contests. There's literally nothing else I can beat them at.
Thank you, Donna Jacobs, for the pictures. We really appreciate it. There was nothing too incriminating.
Genesis is not allowed to fly home with us.
Not too embarrassing.
I'll
It was not her. It was
I'll
your mom.
I know. I'll forgive
Well,
my
you can't
mom.
blame Genesis.
After all my
What are you
mom,
blaming Genesis
no, after
for?
all my mom's done for me.
No,
I'll
can
forgive
we-
her quickly.
Can we talk
defend
about
Genesis.
Can we talk
We
about
wanted
the
to get a
flow
pay
that you had
raise.
going on in the clarinet picture? That is
No,
that is
my hair
impressive.
as a young man was legendary. And the lack that it doesn't exist is why I have this. And my wife says if I shave this, she'll divorce me. So this is kept really out of fear more than anything. But
We
that's
can't
good.
wait to see you guys. We're going to see you guys in the Liberty event.
Yeah, real
Liberty, Charleston. Last year, Nicola knows we were down at Charleston. You were down there for 10 days. I wish I had known you could play pickleball then.
It was
So at
20
least I
days.
could have had some competition. Was it 20?
Well,
No.
between the two tournaments, it was close.
Was it 20?
Yeah, close.
Something like that. So you better practice up.
I'll
That's
see
all
you
I'm
again.
telling you.
Yeah.
Look at this confidence.
He doesn't-
Look at
he
him
doesn't
right
look
now.
worried at all.
He's not worried at all.
I've sort all type of experience with paddle, beach tennis. So I'm not afraid.
No, he's good.
Yeah. All right, I got one last one for you guys. We talked a lot about the guards, you two, Isaiah, the front court. Who's impressed you? I want both of you guys to answer this. Who's impressed you? Who can we expect to see something good out of this season? Nico, you start.
I would say Kanan and Isaiah.
Front court, big guys.
Oh, front court?
Yeah.
I feel like David Williamson made big strides. You know, a guy that I've been playing 2 years. I feel like I can see myself in him a little bit, you know, coming from Illinois and I've been playing 2 years. He's making big strides. His confidence is up a lot. We're up on our big Vincent from Germany. And, you know, he's someone that can do it all. He's a big talker, big communicator, someone I've experienced at a high level in Germany. So we're very pleased with him. And also Maxime from Oregon State, big dude, very, very strong, very physical, athletic, that can jump out of the gym. So we're just excited, man.
He's good at this.
Yeah, he's good at it.
That's a good
He's better
scouting
than you.
report.
We're gonna.
Yeah, we got some
Whenever you're
22
done
and
playing,
23-year-old
you
big
got
guy
his
freshmen.
spot. You got his spot, Nico. Kanan, give me a big guy. Who's gonna impress somebody?
I would say probably all our forwards. They probably gonna be the difference in our team. From Amar to Josiah.
Josiah was the freshman of the year.
Freshman of the year.
Freshman
Yeah,
of the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like our forwards gonna be the difference maker in our team. They're all very athletic, very active, high energy. They all can guard at a high level. So we're looking forward to this season, and our forwards and our centers are going to be trouble.
Well, we're looking forward to it too. We're looking forward to being able to watch you guys this season, and I am looking forward to the live stream that we're going to have of these two playing pickleball.
I'm not worried. I'm
this
just
year.
saying. I'm not.
That was FAU. Coming up next after the break, the Memphis Tigers.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68 opening day. Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night, with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens.
Welcome back to American Media Day here on the Field of 68. We're now joined by the preseason favorites to win the American Conference. We got Penny Hardaway, head coach of the Memphis Tigers, Doug McDaniel, and Aaron Bradshaw. I'm going to start with this. Guys, you're younger. You're younger than, well, me and Jeff aren't the same generation. I'm a lot younger than him.
Okay, here we go.
Do you know how good he was back in the day when he was?
It's
did
too long
you
ago,
have
bro.
any idea?
It's not even
Yeah,
YouTube back
we
then.
did our research.
We definitely
You did your
our
research.
Yeah.
Okay, break me down. Who does he remind you of in today's game?
Like a player
Like a player, yeah.
that plays similar to him.
He got his own
I
place.
think who you do.
Pretty say
now.
one of a kind.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody out
Nobody
there right
in this
now.
era, pretty
There's
much.
nobody.
Not
There
too
was at
many.
one point, but not now.
True 3-level scorers.
I'd say like when like Sean Livingston was healthy that long, right? Like when he was in high school, Sean Livingston.
Yeah,
you
Sean
remember
Livingston
that?
was really good. Yeah.
Before he
Yeah.
got hurt.
Yeah,
But
really
there's
good.
been nobody. There's been nobody.
Yeah, I can. Not that I can think of.
Hey, what do you think overall of the culture of college basketball right now? Obviously, I think we can agree it's good. Guys are getting paid.
Yeah.
But what do you? I mean, your roster completely flipped, and you're
Yeah.
not the only one. You're
Yeah.
you're the norm right
Yeah.
now. Like, where do you think we are right now with this whole thing?
I mean, obviously, being a former student athlete, you know, I'm happy that the players are being paid. It's just you can one word you can say it is a little chaotic in some ways because you don't have your same team every year, and a guy can go to a different college every year. But I am proud that they are, you know, getting paid.
But it's got to be hard for you. I mean, here you had that momentum last year. You guys had a hell of a season.
Yep.
Right? I mean, if Tyrese doesn't get hurt, who knows what happens in the
Right.
tournament. And now you got to flip this whole thing over with a completely different group. Now you got two talented dudes here,
Yep.
no doubt.
Yep.
But it's still got to be like, man, in the old days, you'd have this, you'd feel good about the momentum, you'd keep dudes back, you'd have the,
Yep. Yeah, it is different from that aspect because you want to return guys because your returners, that's who leads your culture. That's who teaches the guys what to do early on. And not having that, everybody's learning for the first time, everything for the first time, and that definitely makes it tough.
Yeah. Aaron, you came into college as a top 5 prospect in college
sir.
basketball. And hasn't worked out for you the first 2 stops. So what is it about Memphis? What is it about playing for Coach Penny that's maybe going to change the kind of the outcome of what your career can be here?
The culture and the work ethic. I feel like Coach really put like a big emphasis on if you want to get to where you want to get, it's all about hard work. So, me personally, that's all I've been wanting and all I've been needing is just someone to push me, give me that confidence and just
let me do me.
So what have you been working on? What is the next step in your game that we're going to see?
My next step is just reading the defense off of pick and rolls, stretching the floor, creating my own shot, creating shots for teammates, and just doing what I do on the defense end, block shots, rebound, stuff like that.
I see you nodding, Doug. You seen improvement out of him?
Yeah, I definitely seen improvement out of him. I played against him back in, high school, right?
Yeah, high school.
And just to see how far he's come on and off the court, some people may have their opinions on him, but, I love the way he's been professional lately, handling his business on and off the court, stay out the way and just keep working.
Have you had to get his confidence back a little bit? Because obviously I remember seeing you at McDonald's game that year, and I said, I think you were the most talented player in that class. And, again, people take different roads. People take different roads. And I did. I felt like this was a perfect place for him this year.
I think what makes it perfect is that we can identify with one another because I've shared things with him that I've gone through, throughout my childhood, throughout high school. I was a Prop 48. I didn't play early. I got shot in the foot.
Yep.
It
wasn't that easy.
It wasn't easy at all. So we identify, and then also I identify with him. He wants to get to a goal, not knocking Kentucky or Ohio State. I just feel like I'm different because I played at the level where he wants to go, and I know all the buttons to push for him to help him stay where he needs to stay the entire season, and support him as well. And not give up on him, and not, make him feel like, he's wanted in every area, on the court, off the court, and helping him be a leader. And he's shown up in a great fashion in doing those things.
It'd be a hell of a story, man. It'd be a hell of a story. I know I want to see it. I mean, I really do.
Appreciate that.
Have you matured, too? Because I remember seeing you at Kentucky before games and saying, like, you were kind of loose and fun. And I was like, seems like a fun kid. But I often wondered, I was like, all right, do you need to lock in a little bit more? Do you feel that way, that you've matured in some ways since?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good.
And how?
Just by understanding the goal and understanding what I have to do, instead of like, oh, I'm just going out here lollygag. I got goals. I got something I want to win. So.
Well, do you feel like, too, this is, I don't want to say last chance. It's not a last chance, but a last chance to show people that you are who we thought you were a couple years ago?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Doug, what about for you? I mean, this is a big year for you. Opportunity, right? I mean, you've been at the high major level a couple of stops, but you know what I'm going to say. Like, the biggest thing that you haven't done is what?
Make it to the tournament.
Yeah, won.
Yeah,
won at a
won,
high level,
sure.
and this guy won last year. What type of pressure, if any, I don't know if pressure is the right word, but how do you feel going into this season?
I feel good. Obviously winning is something I always wanted to do. So, when I have a chance to be on the platform to do that, why not be ready for that opportunity if that's all I've been waiting for my whole career. And, Coach built a great team. We have a great system, and I feel like winning is the only option from this point.
Penny, I thought it was really interesting last year. You did an interview with us on Field of 68, and you said that when you first got this job that you thought it was going to be easy. And you said that you realized that you I think you failed at developing the culture the way that you wanted to.
Right.
Now that you're in the second straight year of kind of revamping everything, like how do you continue that, right? How do you make that be something that is the Memphis program when the pieces that are in that program keep changing?
Yeah, well, I'll speak on the first part of that about what I thought was going to be easy because I knew the game, played for great coaches, played with great players, played against great coaches. I knew X's and O's, but I knew nothing about the college realm. So I wasn't disrespecting anyone that had been in this game for a long time who hasn't been a head coach because it's hard, right? From that aspect, when you're an assistant coach all the way and you finally earn your dues. I came right in, okay, I know the game, the guys I'm going to hire know the game, and then you get in and it's totally different than what you think it is. So for me, that's what I meant by that. But what I've learned is experience is the best teacher. And that's the same thing for these guys. Like we all have chips on our shoulders because we haven't gone where we thought we wanted, where we needed to be right now. Like to me, both these guys should be in the NBA and not sitting here. And me, I should have had a run in the NCAA in my mind with the teams that I've had. So with rosters changing every year, you just got to believe in the culture. You got to believe in what you teach. You got to believe in the experiences that you come upon during the career, that you can just keep moving the pieces, and then it's eventually going to click with a group.
It's funny because I've been outspoken about former NBA guys being in college, and most of you guys have not done very well. I remember talking to Damon Stoudemire about it, and he said something very interesting. He said, part of the problem is we've been so successful at every stop. And I think that's kind of what you were saying a little bit.
Yep.
Like, we've won, we've been successful, so when we get here, we think, like, okay, it's going to work.
Right.
And sometimes you don't know everything in college.
There's a process that you have to respect about this level where guys have to grind it out.
Yeah.
This is a grind it out level where in the league, you got to take care of yourself. You've been for yourself. And on this level, it's more about family. It's more about togetherness. It's more about grinding. When you get done with practice in the league, you don't have to worry about basketball anymore until you come back the next day. In college, it's 24 hours. You got to recruit. You got to get to know people.
Know that right away.
You got to raise money. You got to do all these different things. So it's more like running a Fortune 500 company than it is actually coaching, because the coaching part of it is the smallest percentage.
Totally. All right, guys, give me somebody else on this team that we don't know about yet that's going to have a big year. Go ahead, Aaron, start.
Julius Stedford.
Who?
JT, Julius Stedford.
Okay. And why? Why?
Hard worker, real grimy defender, and he got a lot to prove.
I feel like all you guys have something to prove.
Yeah,
I feel
Julius, not to interrupt, Julius was
Yeah.
at Western Kentucky last year. Should have won with freshman of the year, got injured.
Go ahead,
I would
Doug.
say, for me, I would say Quante Berry. He's familiar with the American Conference, but I feel like, like Coach said, we all have a chip on our shoulder, and if not the main guy, he has a lot to prove. Coming from staying in the same conference, coming from a different team, just competing against him every day in practice, I could see him getting better, not only physically but mentally in basketball, understanding the game. So I feel like he's going to surprise a lot of people.
All right, last thing I got for you. You guys are predicted to be the winners of this conference, right? You voted number one of the preseason poll. If that happens, if we look up in March and you guys won this league, what is the one thing that you think needs to be able to happen with you guys as a team?
Stay together. That's all we have to do is just stay together, be one.
I feel like just keep the main thing. Our main goal is not to get to the NCAA tournament, but it's to just win the next game. And I feel like if we keep that mindset, even going into the tournament, not looking at what it is, but just looking at it for the next game, I feel like, that could take us a long way.
The last one for me, real quick. What's the biggest strength of this year's team? Without saying, chemistry or any of that stuff, like on the court, what's the biggest strength of this year's
I think
group?
the biggest strength we'll have this team this year is our depth.
Yeah.
We got multiple interchangeable parts, and these guys will tell you we got a lot of guys that can play. So I think the depth this year is really needed and wanted, and that's going to play a big part for us.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys have another season like you did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
I
do.
hope so.
I
Thank
know we've kind of not had our differences, but
I'm a pro, so I understand how it works.
But
I understand how this works, bro.
I get it.
You got to say what you say. I got to do what I have to do, and at the end of the day, I have to win to prove any doubt.
And you did last year, and you did.
Yeah.
And hopefully we do it again.
Absolutely.
All right.
Listen,
My
that's Penny
man.
Hardaway,
Good to
Doug
see you.
McDaniel, Aaron Bradshaw. Coming up next to last team we got of the day, the Temple Owls here. Field of 68, American Media Day.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68, opening day.
Athlete AI is the story of the athlete. And every athlete deserves to have the story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight, this is your moment, your rule. Download, capture, create, share. Athlete AI. Your name is Trent.
Field of 68's American Media Day coverage. Last but certainly not least, the Temple Owls here. Philadelphia's finest. We got our producer right here, big time Philly fan.
Nice. And we got a bandwagon Philly fan right here.
Hey, look, no shame in it. Well, there is shame when things go the way they went this past
Right now,
weekend.
I'm not sure you want to lay claim to that.
But let me introduce
It's
him.
been
we got Adam Fisher here, year 3. We got Aiden Tobiasen and Babatunde Duradola, which might be my favorite name in college basketball to say, man. It just rolls off the tongue.
Thank you.
What's going on,
You
guys?
2 sophomores.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Stayed with the program after last year.
Yes, sir.
That's not
Typical.
normal in college basketball this year. Why are you guys back with Temple? What is it about this man right here that convinced you to stay?
I feel like just him as a person, not even a coach, speaking outside of basketball, he cares about us as young men and wants to see us flourish in the world. So I feel like being somewhere for 1 year, it doesn't help, especially as a team of basketball. And the way he cares about us, I wanted to be a part of his program again for another year and for years to come.
Aiden?
Yeah, I mean, a great coaching staff, great guy. And of course, me and Baba had to talk last year, and I love playing with Baba. He's one of my favorite guys to play with, of all time, of all the times I played basketball. And I trust him in recruiting too. We have a great group of guys, so it's really just putting trust in him.
How important was it? I mean, in the day and age when retention is limited.
What does your friend Trilly Donovan say, right? Sometimes the best gets are the ones you already have.
That's right.
These 2 were huge.
Your friend, that's him.
I was waiting for him to say it was him.
No, it's not
what I mean?
me.
I'm kidding,
Come
but in all seriousness, it's great
you.
to bring them back. We also added 2 other guys stayed. Mo Keita came back, which was great. We have a walk-on, Connor Gal, who's been in the program 4 years, who's phenomenal. But these 2 was huge. It was awesome.
What have you challenged each of them in the offseason? Where do they need? Because they both, let's face it, you need to take a jump, right? It's time to take a jump. The opportunity's there for both of you guys. Give me for each one of them where you've kind of talked to them in the offseason.
Well, it's different roles, right? You have 2 guys that started as freshmen. And again, if you had asked us this time last year, would Aiden Tobiasen start, we probably would have told you you're crazy.
Really?
We almost redshirted him, to be honest with you.
Really?
And he just earned it. He came in and just brought it every day in practice. His jump is now taking that next step. I need him to go score. He's still got to guard the same way he does, rebound. He played with such a tenacity in practice, but it's that next step, that for him. And Baba, such a unique story. He gets mad I say this, but he was supposed to be in high school last year. He didn't get to us until the end of August. He took his official visit the last possible day in August. So him being here all summer has just been so great because he's focused on his game. He's got he can score inside, left and right hand jump hooks, and his passing is unbelievable. So his leadership, they both have taken big steps.
So elaborate on that. So you were in the summer and you took an official visit and you weren't planning to be there until the next year. They were just like, hey, we can get you in right now. Why don't you come on down? And you were like, wow, Philly is so great. I need to come down here and be able to see the Eagles win the Super Bowl. Is that what it was?
A little different.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, towards the end of the summer, right? Like, hey, I think I can go now. And then you visit a couple places, and we were thrilled. Like when you get that, you get someone like him in August. It's a good summer vacation.
Take me through some of that decision-making process and thought process there.
To be honest, because I went to DME my last year of high school, and the whole year, my high school coach was trying to convince me to, yo, you're going to college right now, you're college ready, but I wasn't hearing them. I wasn't trying to hear it, and then our assistant coach Bobby Jordan, he was heavily recruiting me, and then one day he was just like, would you ever think about coming this year? And I'm like, why not? I took a visit to some other places, but I took a visit here, and then I knew I was coming here.
How's my guy A.J. Smith doing? I moved to Charleston, so I've been around him, Citadel, Charleston, now to Temple. How's he been?
He's been great, right? He's got great ties to Temple. His uncle's a professor. Mom went to Temple. An older guy, can really play in transition, gets downhill. Really we always joke, we're like, how does he score double figures in every scrimmage? And you look at his past 2 years, it's always double figure score. He's been a great addition. We're excited. He comes from such a great coach, right? So we know he's well coached, and that's a huge thing in the transfer portal.
Yeah, when you were coming down here, Aiden, and the thought process of, hey, I might be redshirting, was that something that you were aware of? And What was it about kind of the summer and the fall that maybe let you feel like, hey, you know what, this isn't going to be something that we do. I'm going to go take that starting spot.
Yeah, I mean, I came in, when they first recruited me, they asked me about redshirting and stuff because they know I needed development, and I was perfectly fine with it because I trusted the coaching staff. I trusted the way they go about things. So, but it was when I first got there, and even the summer, it was hard. Transition from high school to college basketball. It was harder to guard, harder to score and stuff, and just the physical standpoint was hard. But I want to say it was really when the season started, I was like, you know what, maybe I can at least go hard and try to do something with this. So it gave me the opportunity to do that, and I just took it.
I think another key transfer, and it'll be interesting to see his role, Gavin Griffiths, because I remember talking to Pikel before his freshman year. He loved Gavin, loved him.
Yeah.
Didn't get on the court as much as I think anybody thought his freshman year. Goes to Nebraska, similar situation. Now at Temple, kind of a chance to get his career really rolling. And what do you think his role will be this year?
It's such a unique story, right? Relationships are still important, despite what everybody says. We recruited him really hard at Penn State.
They did.
Mike Fairley, Micah Shrewsbury did a great job. I went with Micah one day, and we got to sit down with his family. So now when you're calling, there's some type of already relationship there. I think he's phenomenal. We always joke when he walks in the gym, does he look the part? Absolutely not, right? I think his family convinced him to try to get rid of the rec specs and go contacts. But he can go up down the middle lane, dunk on you. He shoots at such a high clip. He's really funny. He fits in with our team so well. And I think we're giving him the confidence, hey, you missed a shot. Don't care. Shoot the next one.
Keep shooting.
Right? Keep
you got to
going.
get his confidence back, right?
Keep playing. And I think we've seen that this summer. So he looks like the guy that we saw in high school to me.
Yeah. Baba, as soon as he said the name Gavin Griffiths, you started nodding over there. I don't know if you guys got that on camera. Talk to me about him. What do you think?
Gavin, off the court, not even as a basketball player, he's just a great person to be around. I feel like us as a team, we're really close to the point where and we got close in such a quick time span that we're a family now. So, yeah.
Has he dunked on you yet?
Nah.
Is that going to happen?
Nah.
Are you guys going from freshmen to sophomores like this? Are these your leaders? Vocal too? Is this? I mean, because you don't see that very often that you're going to bring two guys that are sophomores to media day like this. So I'm assuming not only on the court does he expect a lot out of you, but even off the court in a leadership role.
Yeah, I said something to Blue Ribbon, and people keep asking me about it. We've kind of gone away from culture to the word standard. Because to me, culture is something you do over time with the same group of people. Standard is, hey, this is what we do and how we do it. And these are the guys. They set the tone in the locker room. There's so many things I don't have to bring up because they handle it. And look, I think coming to media day is great. Look at our commissioner, the things he's done. Tim Pernetti is fantastic. This is first class, right? So to me, there is a little bit of a reward. Hey, you came back, man. Let's go to media day. It's a fun 2 days to be around. So,
but obviously you're going to lean on him a lot. You wouldn't bring him here. You wouldn't bring him here as sophomores like this. Unless you really felt like, hey, these are the guys that are going to really help build this thing this year and keep building it to where I think people expect Temple basketball to be. I mean, that's the hardest part, right? For me growing up, for you growing up, even this knucklehead growing up. Temple basketball, I don't know how much you guys know,
Eddie
but
Jones.
It was just man, when you thought of Temple basketball, what was the first thing you thought of?
Coach Chaney.
Yeah.
Right?
Second thing, toughness.
It's going to be toughness.
Toughness.
Right? It's going to be toughness,
Right.
and then you hear 6 a.m. practices, so we don't do that.
No.
But these
You don't want to
guys-
get up that early?
No. And Coach Chaney's son comes to a ton of games, texts me all the time. But yeah, we're going to lean on these guys, right? They know what we're doing. They know how we coach. They know certain things. We're very routine, right? Working for Coach Larnagel, who I think's the best of the best. Everything was so routine. So having these guys, it's like having 2 more coaches in the locker room, and they give us good feedback. Hey, really, we went hard yesterday. Is it going to be hard again today? What it's going to be? And I like that communication. They're going through it. I don't know how hard practice is sometimes. You lose track, so I trust these 2.
All right, for both of you, I want one guy maybe that we haven't talked about yet that Temple fans should be aware of, that you're excited to see what they can do this season. Go ahead, Aiden.
A guy that I don't think got brought up enough today is Darian Ford.
100%.
Arkansas State.
The way he plays is crazy. Like he'll pick you up full court and then he'll come down and he'll go full speed on offense. He's just high endurance, but he does everything. He does everything on the court you want him to. So,
you agree, Baba?
I 100% agree. Darius Ford, man, that guy.
Baba loves everybody. That's what we've learned today. Baba loves everybody.
And everybody on campus loves
Loves
Baba.
Baba. I was just going to say that.
He's the mayor of San
Should we ask him? He's got to say something negative about one guy on the team.
No, don't do that to him.
I can't.
No,
I can't.
he can't.
You can't do
That's
it?
right, he can't. Can you say something negative about him?
Yeah, please.
I can't. Yeah, I don't know him yet.
I mean, we need.
You
You know
can
what we
say
need?
he's a bad host.
We need
It's fine.
him.
It's
We
fine.
need him to bring up the standard of the field of 68 because right now
you
the
did
culture.
ask me on the plane. You're like, how is
Nah,
Rob in
I-
first class and we're way in the back? I was like, hey, big time.
So-
I said the field of 68 is booming.
You want to know the truth? It's because of the storm that's coming in. I moved my flight up, and the only seat that was available was the first class.
I was very impressed
gotta
with
bite that
Sure.
bullet.
I don't believe it.
22A next to the bathroom, and he was in first class. I
Sitting
love
right
it.
in front of of Tim Pernetti. He
Commissioner
was sitting
was on
right
our
behind.
flight.
Yeah.
The good thing is later in the week, I got a seat right behind him. So
Yes.
it's not going to be pretty for him. It's not going to be pretty. I will
I'm
tell
just
you
going to
that.
be leaning back the entire time like this. Listen, guys, it was great to see you.
great to
Thanks
see
for
you
jumping
guys.
on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This has been fun, man. American Media Day knocked it out.
No, a lot of fun coming here. Thanks to the American Conference. Thanks to Commissioner Pernetti. Thanks to all the coaches, players. This was a blast. This was a blast. So hopefully we get a chance to do it again next year. And hopefully the American has multiple bids this year in the NCAA tournament.